feel like there should be a drum roll. There she is.
All right. Hello and good evening. Welcome, folks, to part 2 of the Candlekeep Mysteries one-shot adventure that's actually a 2-shot and maybe a 3-shot, depending on how we all play this evening. Titled The Lore of Lurue. In our last session, we left off with the players making it through a narrow corridor where they tangled with some mysterious cobwebs strung about the path. They were able to fend off and fight the... Excuse the baby, guys. Yo, I'm sorry, y'all. Of course.
Does anybody else want to do a recap?
Someone should do a recap, yeah.
Help the DM out.
I don't remember what happened, so.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Well,
I mean, I wasn't there, but I could make up some stuff.
Probably be a bit just good as mine.
we came back to Candlekeep, and then the golem came to life, and we got in a big fight, and the wizard said, quick, get out while I can control him. So we fell into the book and came out in the wild, but we were being hunted by wolves and some sort of dangerous entity. So we're trying to get to the plateau and join forces, and a giant tree came to life and talked to us. And we healed a wolf, so now we're friends with the wolves. There's a bunch of satyrs running around. We collected some Feywild good berries.
Would you please stop? Stop.
What else went on?
Stop.
We got shrunk down to tiny size by pixies and went through another portal. And we got ensnared in some webs and set the forest on fire. Right? Oh, well, we met Avvina, who is a witch flying around on a broom. What else happened last week? Does anybody remember?
I don't think I can.
I think I've...
Oh my goodness.
Here.
I remember those days.
We caught the forest on fire, and we came out, and there was a clearing. There was a little there was a little house or something over there, and somebody rolled inside or heard something, and we were hearing voices about, quick, put everything away. We've got visitors, and so there's something not quite right in the little house.
I think that sums it up.
If I had made up something, it would have made a lot more sense.
Mm-hmm.
This is witchy Feywild stuff. It's not going to make sense.
Happened last week. And over to you, Brian.
I guess yours will do. So I don't know what to do with any of it, but
What happened?
Cool.
I mean, it wasn't supposed to make sense. We were in the
cool.
Harvey has no idea what happened. Harvey decided to take a nap at a very inopportune time.
They were smoking all kinds of stuff and drinking Fey Goodberry wine. The satyrs all got trashed.
Of course. Well, that's what you do.
They are satyrs.
Alright, so I'm going to try this again, and I apologize for the baby. She is geeking out, and I have no backup, so if I have to cancel game, I will, and we'll just reschedule another night.
Fine, as long as you don't pinch her, it's fine.
Baby first.
So, in the previous episode, the last encounter was the narrow path through the forest, where you all were entangled in the webs of the ettercaps. You all manage to fight off the ettercaps and free yourselves from the webbing to crawl through a small area in the forest thicket that was revealed by Avvina, who had used a firebolt and her familiar to set ablaze the shrubbery on either side of the path. Crawling through the gnarled branches and burned remains of the trees, you ended up in a small forest clearing. Upon entering the clearing, you all heard a cackling sound that filled the air, along with the booming, resonant noise of thunderclaps. This strange voice, alarmed by a sudden disturbance, cried out and said, hushed some other voices who were speaking in a harsh tone, and said, "We are being watched. Someone is here." And between games, I messaged each of your players and made you all roll a perception check. And I know it's been 2 weeks since our last session, so you probably may or may not remember the results of those rolls and those private conversations from DM to player in the off game. But to sum it up, painting the picture for you, if we have to, we can make everyone roll again, and I'll just tell you. Actually, let's just do that. It'll make it a little bit simpler because I don't want to have to try to jog everyone's memory. So everyone except for Jason and Brian, need y'all to roll perception checks.
Oh, I thought it was my first nat one of the night, but it was a 7. Yay! So that's a 9 total.
Warps.
I rolled a 20.
Yay,
Okay.
Jaron.
13.
I suppose I'll just make another perception check.
I seem to remember there was
Well,
something
if you
about-
remember your perception check from in between games or have it in the Discord message history from our talk, you can use that previous roll. Just let me know what it is.
I have the information.
That's fine. So what did you have, Avvina?
I saw curve-shaped castle-like bricks, partially. It was fun. It was kind of messed up because you were doing a voice chat, so I will just go with the new description. Happy chat.
That's a very unhappy baby.
All right. So anyone who rolled higher than a 15, you look around, and what you notice is that the size and shape and proportion of things don't make sense. You can see that the row of bushes in front of you dwarfs over top of you, and the strange stone structure over here grows above the outline of the bushes. In the distance, you can just barely make out the roof line of the cottage in the woods. For
Avvina's
those of
just
you
kind
who
of like looking around.
For those of you who are under that, when you look around, you look at yourself, your person, you look at your friends, and you notice no difference. For those of you who rolled above a 17 on a perception check, you would look around and see other things that seem out of place. An ant lying on the ground walks past you and underneath the row of hedges, but the ant is now the size of a house cat. You look up at the skyline and you look at the wall of stone, and you resolve yourself to the understanding that your proportion to things around you has greatly decreased. So we'll go ahead and open the scene there.
All right. So I would assume that, yeah, the people that rolled a higher perception would.
Yeah. Yeah, so it appears that we're still tiny.
Yeah, we shrank down. The pixies did pixie dust on us to shrink us down so we could get through that thing that you didn't take his hand through, and that was all he could fit, right? Happy's still like, she's got this shoelace on her boot that keeps coming loose. She knows that it's loose again.
Avvina's just kind of like looking off into the trees, not really paying attention.
So I guess we have to figure out a way to get big again.
I'd get big again. Where that? I mean, what are you talking about?
Because we're still like shrunk down.
No, we're normal size.
Ooh.
As far as I mean, look, everything looks normal to me.
So what did you roll, Venlee?
Venlee rolled under
15,
15.
13.
Yeah. Yeah, Happy thinks everything looks normal. She's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
So your friend Jaron begins to describe to you that he thinks that you all are still of small stature as you've entered into this forest glade. You guys can roll insight checks real quick.
Okay.
Well, that doesn't seem unlikely.
That's an 8.
25.
Wow.
Happy's just preoccupied.
Let's see what. I got a 15.
Oh, you wouldn't need to roll an
Against
insight
yourself?
check on yourself.
What?
Am I lying to myself?
You would not need to roll an insight check against yourself, Jaron.
You didn't tell me I was rolling it against myself.
I rolled an
Everybody needs to
11.
roll for self-awareness.
Hey, some people don't have self-awareness.
Oh, a lot of people don't have self-awareness.
Yeah, I rolled an 11, so I assume that.
Oh, that doesn't
All right,
seem
so
unlikely.
everyone except for Avvina disbelieves Jaron's pleading as he explains to the rest of you your current dilemma of being small in stature.
Hot shots for the Feywild.
Yeah. So, what do you guys want to do then?
I'm gonna go look at the. I see that the cabin thing there. The
Well, no,
castle,
you
whatever
don't.
it is.
You don't. That's the issue.
Oh, I don't.
No, because you're so short, you literally see these hedges in front of you that would be as though they're trees, and you see the edge of a roof line, and you see a tall stone wall that curves, obscuring your view. So it's like you're looking in a northwestern direction, and the size of this stone wall is blocking part of your ability to see. I mean, you notice there's a home there, and you can see roof tiles, but you don't know exactly what it is per se.
Alright, I want to walk over to the stone wall.
So while you're small, every single square is double the movement.
Okay. I have what, 40 feet?
Yeah.
So 10, 20.
I guess I'll float 30
30,
feet on my broom
40.
All right. So you nav.
I'll be in the trees.
Right. So you climb up into the branches of this quote-unquote tree.
Oh no! I'm just like in the.
Oh, underneath the canopy.
Underneath the tree.
Okay. Avvina, as you float out into the clearing on your broom, you notice that beside you, a large dragonfly whizzes over your head, larger than you,
Yeah.
and past the top of this well as you float nearby. When you come into the clearing, you notice that the well that you're flying above, by proportion, appears to be 100 feet tall. The home off in the distance nearly chases the skyline in height as though it were a great y'all, I'm just gonna probably cancel game. This is ridiculous.
You what?
What?
If she won't calm down, I'm just gonna cancel game, guys. So we'll give it another fight.
What do you need to do, or if you need to take a break, and, see if she settles, it's all good.
Yeah, so long as she's stressing you, then you're probably going to stress her back too. So you might not be able to keep her calm down if you're trying to juggle with the game. That's fine.
All right, mom just grabbed her, so let's see what we got going.
Oh, okay.
Thanks,
I'm
Ashley.
here, but I'll be right back. So I'm all logged into everything, so just keep it going. I'm here. Don't forget me.
All right.
Okay,
But
so
I gotta make myself some dinner, so I'll be right back.
Did I just hear Thomas?
Yeah.
Oh, super quiet. Okay.
Yes,
I
you
guess-
heard me.
I guess Jaron is gonna maneuver closer to the well.
And Avvina, I need you to roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, good.
I do. I only have 25 feet of movement anyway.
So you can go like
Can I go?
2.5.
I think I only moved 15 feet. I don't know.
Seems that I can't acquire that half of my sheet because when you pop out the sheet, it doesn't like the size of my window.
Mm.
So give me one moment.
So good.
I'm technically 45 feet, but I'll just move 40 just because you can't move a half square.
Do I have?
All right, so Venlee, standing in the tree line, you would see the same picture as well. The giant stone structure that towers over you, seemingly 100 feet tall, and the ramshackle hut, which seems like it's almost a mile off in the distance, that also towers over you as though it were like a castle structure. Happy, you would also see the same nearing the edge of the clearing, moving past the
Bob
edge
Ross
of the...
to look. Can Bob Ross go like up to the top of the tree and see what Bob sees?
So Bob is even smaller than you. So Bob will also be able to move, but for Bob, each square is going to be 4 times the movement.
D3 for my dex save.
All right, so just roll your save for me. If it's not in there in the chat, it's okay. You can just tell me what it is.
It's 23.
All right. So as you float across the top of the well, a strange tentacle-like appendage shoots up from the top of the stone structure, lashing out and across you, narrowly missing your broom and affecting the air around you in such a way that the waft of it across your flight path causes you to stumble in the air, but you regain control.
I'm going to fly back and away.
All right, so you fly back away from the stone well and float in the air in this clearing. Jaron, are you...
Yeah, can you reset my token? It just went off.
Yeah, it went into a shadowed area. All right, you should be back. All right, so Avvina, as you are floating in the edge of this clearing, and the three of you are hiding in the edges of the tree line, a loud crack resonates out in the sky, and another bolt of lightning. And we're gonna cut from you guys for just 2 seconds. Harvey and Mel, as I explained in the chat previously, before this game took place, that you all missed last session, I'm bringing you all in now, but in the room at Fistandia's study, Matreus the wizard managed to fight back the clay golems, and one of your party members, Venlee, was hypnotized by a book with the strange appearance of a unicorn face. She took this giant tome off the shelf and obediently laid it on the floor, and literally, with her own will, just dove straight in, though seemingly under some sort of hypnotic effect. From that point, Matreus advised you all to run for your lives and follow your friend to safety through the portal. While everyone made it through, Harvey, you were knocked off your floating position as you kind of hovered above the ground on your wings and into the wall, just completely knocking the wind out of you. Mel, you managed to hide under a table as Mousse provided adequate distraction. Eventually, you made your way to Harvey and revived him with some smelling salts. And the two of you managed to crawl through the legs of the golem and dive headfirst into this portal. The two of you are now plummeting through the air. You look down below and you see a large expanse of greenery and two strange slopes that meet in the middle with a valley straight down from north to south. On the west side of the strange land that you now look upon, you can see a looming black, smoky gray storm cloud that travels eastward, closer to the direction of the valley rift where the two hills meet in the middle. On that section of the land that is partially obscured by this growing storm, you also see forest creatures from above running in all directions and sounds of calamity.
As we're plummeting, Mel is sort of in a side-lying position, sort of like, just like with his head resting as he's falling, as if he's sort of reclining there, and says, "Hey Harvey, I wouldn't have taken Venlee as a unicorn girl. That's kind of surprised. Wonder if she's got like posters in her bedroom or something."
Harvey puts away the sandwich that he was diving after, going into the portal, and turns to you and go, "What unicorn? Are we falling now?"
Yeah, don't you have wings or something?
Oh yeah. Harvey would like to try to grab Mel and just flare his wings to just kind of slow their fall.
Yeah, go ahead and make a dex check.
Let's see here. Just straight dex?
Yep.
Wait, no, that's a save. Hold on. Well, that would have been +3 instead of +8, so 5.
So you reach out your wingtip to try to grab onto Mel's hand as he continues to lie on his side, sprawled out Bugs Bunny pinup girl style, and his descent grows faster as the natural lift of your wings begins to catch and pull you up, slowing your descent.
My bad.
Later.
The direction of the wind changes suddenly and pushes against you violently, Mel, as it flips you from your side to now looking face down. Your arms are forced out from the edges of your body and flailing around as the current of air passing by you chaotically thrashes you about. You notice that on the eastern side of the strange land, there's a large pool of water and what looks to be an encampment of some sort. You see torches lit and a large circus-like tent, or a tent that would belong to a traveling warband. In the pool itself, you can see the most beautiful, gleaming, sparkling silver light that resonates up into the sky and reflects off of the clouds in front of you. The clouds on that side, eastern side of the slope, just past where the valley is in the middle where the two hills meet, actually have a blue and yellowish tinge to them right before sunset, but not quite at the hour where the sun leaves the sky.
Hazel.
Cool. So the wind's caught me. Am I still plummeting though?
Yeah.
Cool. How far above the ground am I up at this point?
I would say you're about 1,000 feet above the ground.
Oh, I got time. All right.
Oh yeah. If you stop flying from this height, you just keep falling for a while.
Yeah,
A
terminal
while.
velocity just keeps on,
In a while. Is there anything else you guys would like to do? As you're both, well, Harvey could, I guess, at some point figure out that he could use his wings, correct himself,
Yeah,
and fly.
he'll remember at the last minute. Yeah.
Mel didn't take Featherfall, did he? I mean,
Yeah. I mean, if push comes to shove, I'll be fine. But I got time.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and even if Harvey did forget, I mean, he does have slow fall as monk too. So
you guys just continue to descend rapidly as the ground approaches faster and faster. The pace increases as the land and its shapes grow more and more familiar to you.
Harvey's like, I love skydiving.
Does he open his mouth up and make his cheeks go? Whoa, 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 whoa?
Circus! Let's check it out.
Harvey's like, woo! Can Harvey see anything around? Like, what does he see around the area? Like, what's out and about?
So as you as you're sort of fake falling and just enjoying the skydiving, letting your wings take you in all different directions, you would pick up on the same visuals that Mel saw that I described to him. So this land that you now descend upon, it looks to be lush and green, covered with forest and mountain path, hill, valley, all the features that you would see of a very untouched, unbothered piece of geography. The left side is, basically an expansive land. It has a valley in the middle like this, and then two hills that peek out from the center of the valley and cascade down to the east side and the west side. The west side, you see, like I described to Mel's character, a growing storm with charcoal gray clouds that start to cover over the greenery, and you see small woodland creatures scamper about. With your eagle-like vision, you actually pick out one additional detail. So the strange valley that separates the east side from the west side of this land, it descends into an almost endless black pit, and it looks as though the two halves of land don't actually meet one another.
Does Harvey have any experience with this sort of landscape in the past?
You can roll me a nature check.
Be happy to do that. That's a +0 to that. 3.
Nope. Strange forest. You've been in the Feywild before, although at this point you don't even know if you're in the Feywild. You just remember jumping into a book. Out of game, the other characters have been able to place that.
Is Pamplemousse with me?
Yeah.
Okay. I imagine as he's falling, his little pump handle's spinning around in circles, and I'm just going to start using his dial like an altimeter.
So you're like tapping on the dial in his chest, like trying to figure out exactly how many feet you have, and then you're looking at what should be a watch on your wrist, but is actually like one of those fake little squeezy flowers with the squirt water. And you stand there like with your arm pantomimed almost against like an elevator, kicked back to the side, waiting. So the ground rushes even faster towards you. The scene begins to blur. You can barely make sense of your direction or the place of your eventual landing. What do you guys want to do?
Can I try to grab Mel again, and we'll just kind of like, never-ending story this little world here. Take a little swirl around.
Yeah, go for it. So roll me another dex check.
All right. It'll be 22.
Excellent. So after crash the sea turtle style, blindly just zipping around through this jet stream of air and feeling the groove of the wind beneath your wingtips, you sort of
singing copyrighted songs.
Yeah.
A Whole New World and
right. you sort of like whip your wing to the left and whip your wing to the right, and you flick the little flight feathers to control those subtle movements, and you come right in front of Mel, and you just sort of hover there, almost motionless, with your legs crossed as though you're seated in a chair, and your big wings aloft, holding you like a parachute in this canopy of air. The wind current slows down around Mel, and inadvertently he is actually drawn close to you with this vacuum of air that you've created, and you're able to snatch him out of the sky along with Pamplemousse, who is hanging on to the back of his unicorn hoodie pajamas.
That's right. I forgot that you put me in that. That's right.
So, Harvey, you are able to control the flight of your friend the gnome and his companion Pamplemousse, and you said you wanted to fly around a little bit, or are you going to try to land?
Yeah, kind of cruise around a little bit, not in the general direction of the storm, obviously, but
Okay.
Yeah, a little bit out and about.
So as you fly about, you notice that there's a very clearly defined edge between where the storm starts and ends, and that there is a large open clearing of greenery, seemingly the only clear patch of land that you could spot, and it's on the western side of the slope, just before the edge where the hill meets and descends into this pit-like valley.
No, give me 1 second.
So
Let's take a look at that clearing, right?
Yeah, as we're flying, let me look this up real quick. I think I can do this stuff.
Broccoli soup ain't bad.
What level wizard am I? Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and use that silent image kind of thing, along with my malleable illusions that allows me to move stuff around so I can animate things.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna make Harvey and I collectively look like some big Dr. Seuss looking bird that's kind of flying around.
Yeah, so you've got this like ostrich-like bird with a super long neck and a teeny tiny body with like this barely feathered little chicken wings and these humongous big bird-like feet with 3 gigantic puffy talon claws and this tiny little feather duster of tail feather. And you basically fly through the air by like jutting your neck forward and out and flapping your tiny little wings to carry you through. As the two of you descend along with Pamplemousse, you land. You land in a clearing here. And I need you all to roll perception checks.
Love rolling perception.
Oh
with Mel.
wow. I'm really just distracted by this curiosity.
Ooh.
It's an 11.
I rolled a natural 1 for a 12.
Oh, were you asking for them or?
Well, everyone can, it's fine, but specifically you and
No, I thought it was just those two.
yeah, it
I'm
doesn't
not
matter,
doing
but
Oh, I thought a giant bird coming down from the sky might warrant perception. That's fine.
no, it's all good. I don't care. Everyone can
I
roll.
rolled shite, so it doesn't matter.
What did you get, Harvey? Oh, 17. Okay. So the two of you land in this clearing, and you look around, and you're instantly able to place a few things in your view. One is a normal-sized drinking well that does not have a well cover, and there is a rope with a chain attached to the base of the well. And then just behind where you land, as you turn around to look and survey the scene, you see a small cottage. Actually, it's quite ramshackled and dilapidated. And then every direction you look about, for the most part, has a large, dense growth of trees. With the exception of due south, you see some hedgerow that kind of opens up into a forest path over here.
So where was that circus tent thingy in relation to where we landed?
So the big circus tent thing was on the eastern side of the land.
Okay. So like about how far away from where we are approximately?
Go ahead and roll me a nature check.
Nature.
Hey, Ryan.
Yeah.
Can I roll a persuasion check to see if I can convince them that we're tiny?
What was your perception?
My perception was 20, but no one believes me. So can I roll persuasion?
You're trying to persuade the friends that you were already with?
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. So Mel, with your 17, you would realize based on just proportion of how far up you fell from and flying down the time that it took you and where you landed, that if you were to calculate the trajectory back and plot, like an oriented course on the map, it would be about a 2 to 3 mile distance between where you currently landed and where the encampment is.
Cool. All the math actually appears and manifests in the air and sort of like, writes itself out as if it's a chalkboard and does all the calculations.
All right, so
Groovy.
Jaron's attempting to persuade you all, again, against everyone's protest, that you all are in fact tiny and something needs to be done about it. So each of you can roll against his persuasion roll to see.
I mean, I already believe him, so.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying
I'm
to
just
get
looking around.
Venlee and Happy on board. So we can...
I mean, I can't do anything about it anyway, but what do I roll?
A contested persuasion check, I think it would be, I guess you would just roll your insight against it. Yeah, roll insight, sorry.
Can I make a circle around the clearing?
Yeah.
Like going this direction?
And that's a 9.
I rolled a 16, so I actually got a 15 instead.
All right, so as you fly circles around the clearing, you notice that there is a strange bird perched in the middle of the clearing. A bird that you have never seen before, the likes of which species is completely unknown to you and unable to be placed.
I'm just gonna like fly down and like look down. I'm like maybe 40 feet above it from my relative perspective.
When you fly down 40 feet, you're in perspective to them, probably about 5 feet above their head. And you see the top of a balding bird with like a couple of feathers sticking out of the top of its head, and a large bulbous body and a skinny rubber hose looking cartoony neck with a Adam's apple that jumps up and down as it looks about.
So I feel
This
like
bird doesn't exist, does it?
I feel like while she's pondering this, like she hears from like 30 feet away somebody go, "That's a damn big bird."
So what are we seeing here? Is this a tiny witch on a broom that we're seeing?
So if y'all roll perception, you may see what you know.
Roll perception again, or
No, where's your previous roll at?
I rolled an 18, so I got a 17. I'm assuming Mousse actually noticed something.
That's fine. Yeah, I'll take it.
That couldn't be Mel.
I'll take it. So, as you were looking up in the sky, calculating math in the air, and the numbers manifest in front of you, as you started to make marks and corrections with your air chalk, you notice a strange flying creature pestering above your head that's just sort of hovering there, not moving, and staying still in one space. As you look upon closer inspection, it appears to be a tiny woman with a black cloak and a twig stuck between her legs with bits of straw poking out of her butt.
Ain't that a thing? All right.
Just gonna
Harvey
like
is
flip.
searching. Yeah, go ahead.
She's gonna like flip her legs side saddle and cross them, and like pull out her pipe and just keep watching it. Because it's probably the most interesting thing she's seen in this clearing.
I'm going to say that this crazy-looking bird lays an animated air pump with a mustache that sort of like wanders out and starts looking up at you, and sort of shaking a turkey leg at you in a inquisitive way.
I forgot that you cast the illusion spell.
It's like one eyebrow raised.
Harvey's
Can I
just going to pack
perhaps
a
make
bowl, man.
nature check?
Smoke just starts leaking out of the bird's ears.
Yes.
Can I perhaps make a nature check to, or do I even need to know this isn't real?
Oh yeah, make
Yeah,
nature
maybe
check.
you smell it.
It smells good. This is some dank shit.
I was thinking if you ran into a giant cloud of it, like from a really large person, it'd be very noticeable.
26.
Hey Ryan, if you got time, would you be willing to put my camera on over Chip?
Yep, that's fine.
And like honestly, I just want to bring this to everybody's attention. Like, do you guys see how all of y'all's characters look like except for Mel over there? Like all of y'all look like these badass characters, right?
Yep.
Mel looks like he's a straight Looney Tunes character,
That's
and
I think
like
that's, I think
mine
that's
looks
the
like.
point.
Go ahead.
I think that's the point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but like my character literally looks like my icon literally looks like a straight up weak lumberjack. Like he's like carrying this tiny little axe, and he's like, he looks like he's like a part of like an Amish organization, like here to make you a nice, beautiful rocking chair. He's like, yeah, I love carving wood. Anybody need a rocking chair? You know what would be making that house look a whole lot better? 4 beautiful rocking chairs in front of that house.
actually that reminds me, Ryan. I guess the pictures that you did. Oh, that's right. That you had the thing up from. Well, anyway, I should probably replace that picture so Warner Brothers doesn't come after my ass.
Oh yeah.
I don't think they would.
Probably not.
Well,
So-
Brian did a really nice job, so.
Yeah, I love your
Focus.
the mini you made. Yeah, we are focused.
we are.
All right, so
We are on point.
Avvina, with your nature check, you would instantly become suspicious of this strange bird-like creature that you see before you.
I assume that Harvey does not notice this at all because he rolled so poorly on a perception check, and he's packing a bowl and smoking that, not even paying attention to anything around.
Were you there, Whisper?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Did you hear what I said about the results of your nature check?
I did.
Okay, Captain.
She just shakes her head, and she's gonna like float down side saddle, and like in front of the bird, and next to this whatever it just laid, quote unquote.
So as you go to sit next to the bird and see what it laid, the strange egg that it laid is actually corporeal. You kind of brush against it and you feel that it's in fact real. And when you do, a tiny little strange looking blue, cold, slick surfaced creature looks down at you with large white bulbous eyes and big bushy orange eyebrows and a black mustache and says, and then you hear a little bit of a
I didn't hear that, but I'm sure the stream did.
Yeah, it was like a air leak sound. The mic doesn't always pick it up. It's like it can't figure out its voice or not.
That was not a fart. It was not a fart.
So, Harvey and Mel, you would instantly notice that Pamplemousse is frustrated by something that he's staring at his feet.
Okay, well, none of the whole bird thing was really on purpose. So I guess when I noticed that Pamplemousse is vexed by something, his attention will go in that direction, and his concentration will break on the bird. So we are no longer a bird.
All right, so everyone
They just tilts her head.
everyone that's looking in the direction of the small hut and through the clearing would instantly see Harvey, Mel, and Mousse appear before your eyes. Looking at them, they all stand towering above you as though they're giants.
Okay.
I just had an idea,
That's a really big damn bird.
but I'll save it for when everybody else is closer, so I don't waste a spell slot.
Oh,
Sounds good.
he's gonna
I'm
fireball us.
I'm gonna move toward you.
I'm going to use, let's see, I'm within 120 feet of Mel, so I'm going to use message
Okay?
to tell him that it looks like we're a different size, but we're just over in the tree line, and ask if he's okay.
I think
It's probably just forced perspective. I'm sure it's fine.
Me okay?
So yeah, I don't have anything I can really do with that.
To you, but don't step on me. Okay, so I think I can make it over about that far.
Okay.
Ooh. Do we move at like half our movement?
Yeah, each square is double.
Can you see me?
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna say, why is everybody so far away?
Way to sell it. That's awesome. As you all hear Chip cry out, you hear a very tiny voice at the place of a once burly man.
Oh, that tree just grew about 45 feet taller.
For those of you who were doubters before, it is growing alarmingly clear that you all are tiny.
Hey, Chip, that name really suits you now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you guys are itty bitty.
So
Is that on purpose?
it's gonna be like 2 turns for me to even make it over to the party, or I could just full run.
Yeah. Why don't we all gather in one spot?
I'll move up.
Who's supposed to be in the middle?
Is this like a personal choice?
Well,
So,
Holy shit, you guys are small. When did you get here?
So I'll send a message to Mel and I'll say we had to shrink down with the pixies to get through a portal to get here. Can you tell Harvey not to step on us?
I think
Punch
Harvey.
in the chin.
I think Harvey sees you. So Harvey, I think they probably don't want us to step on them or eat them. I think those are two things. There are two options that are probably off the table.
Why would we? And he just stares at them.
Chip shows up and he's he's been reduced, but his great axe hasn't. And he shows up and he's dragging it, and then he like leans over and he's like, "Y'all will not imagine how hard it is to get over a rock when you're this big."
Oh, you're just a little guy. Look at you.
I'm not little, you're little. It's not the size of the axe that you swing, it's how you chop.
I mean, that's a really big axe proportionally. but speaking of which, I mean, are you still like proportionally the same strength? Because that would be really cool.
I don't know. Anybody want to find out?
Harvey's like,
I'll
I'll arm wrestle you.
Let me see if I can just swing my axe. So, what do I roll, DM?
You can roll an attack check against whatever you're trying to attack.
The ground.
Okay.
We're gonna PvP while we're miniature.
So you pick up your axe and you attempt to roll it down. You attempt to slam it down into the ground. When you do, your axe cleaves down into the dirt, sending a spray of sand granules up in your eye. The sand granules that crash against you are large enough as though they feel like they're hitting you like river stones being tossed at you.
Dude, I literally imagine this being like, like a little mini action figure carrying a giant axe and swings it down and then pulls himself up, and it's like He-Man and throws his arms up. He's like,
Let me see if I can't fix
"We already
that.
have the..."
I'm gonna cast Dispel Magic on all of us.
Yes, that'd be
That are
awesome.
small.
Thank you.
So you cast Dispel Magic, and instantly the spell of the Pixie's Dust is broken. And everyone that was previously in the webbed corridor who had fought the Ettercaps and visited Dewlight returns to their normal size. You all stand in this clearing and reunited with Harvey and Mel, Pump, and your new friend Avvina. And
Avvina, that was awesome.
You're welcome. I'm going to float above everybody because I don't want to be close to anyone.
a sobering reminder hits those of you who were here in the clearing before that the strange cackling and the source of where it came from is right behind you.
Did you
In the house.
do we want to go in the house?
House is laughing?
So Mel's asking if the house was laughing.
No, somebody in the house was having a conversation and cackling.
Well, I most definitely want to go see what's so funny.
It's probably a witch. Be cautious.
Yes.
I'm sure we won't get along.
I think it's
Are there
witches. It might be somebody
windows?
just like thinks it's funny.
Are there windows we can look in?
There are no windows.
Is there a door?
Right now, at the direction of which you look at the hut, you literally just see the side of it facing southward, and the southward side is a series of weathered timbers with, woodpecker holes in a few of them, mold and moss growing on the side up the edges of the building to the roof line, which is made up of cedar, chipboard, shingles, and straw.
Okay.
I bet if somebody was really tiny, they could find an opening.
Aw, shucks, you went big.
Bob brought it to look.
I'm curious about what's so funny. So I am going to start meandering about the hut, I guess, in a counterclockwise manner.
So is Jaron.
Alright, when you get to there, roll for initiative.
Okay,
Roll for initiative.
Yep,
Gonna fall.
I'd be delighted.
you done
That was
fucked
unexpected.
up, A Ron.
That was so surprising.
That was unexpected.
And my crappy initiative roll is also not surprising.
Please roll for.
Wherever we go.
Okay.
Initiative. There we go.
Harvey, as you,
22.
Mel, as you uncautiously walked about, circling around the strange ramshackle hut's perimeter, you walked in front of an open door, and to your immediate surprise stands a strange, gnarled-fingered, crooked-backed woman
Initiative should always be.
with purple skin, sharpened fangs, and blackened, curled, goat-like demonic horns growing out of her head.
Oh, awesome.
Nice.
I don't see most of our tokens.
I'm putting them down now. Yeah, I had to bring you guys into the scene because I switched to the scene without the roof.
So Mel and I were up here.
So I honestly had a weird moment where I was like, "Where's Shiva?" And then I realized this wasn't the right game.
Well, did you resummon
Dead
her?
anyway.
That's the thing. I was
Dead anyway.
I was like, Ryan killed Shiva, and then I was like, wait, that's the other Thursday game.
Yeah, that's me. I killed your bird.
Is
Several
she
times.
in the
Well, like 3 times.
You may
You
be
almost made me
actually.
spit out
Give me
my
1
soup,
second.
man.
I'm sorry.
That was funny.
Yeah, you were in the fog by accident.
Oh my god.
I think that's Bob. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, thanks.
Alright, and I'll bring in Pump the Race in a minute. I don't know what I did with this.
Yeah, I was gonna make a point to stay by Mel because he seems like he's doing Mel shit, you know.
Alright, so Mel, as you walk in front of this doorway, a strange woman looks at you and says, "There it is! I knew you were here all along! Welcome to your nightmare!" And everyone had already rolled initiative. Or I see we got Jaron and Harvey in the initiative tracker.
Do we all need to roll?
I will.
Oh yeah, she knows you're there. Y'all were super loud and obnoxious. Nobody stealthed about. People crashed through the sky and started talking loudly, and then they just walked around her hut.
It's like, I knew it was coming, but Avvina didn't really care because we had already made noise.
Oh Jesus, I'm rolling like garbage today.
I got a 22.
So, yeah, I think you're the top of the initial board.
Wonderful.
Well, we don't know what Purple Lady rolled.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
don't know.
I'm gonna roll physical dice. So just bear with me.
My roll doesn't seem to have populated.
Yeah,
You can tell me what it is if it didn't come through.
It's a 6.
I've been having problems with that too. Like,
Oh goodness gracious! We just stuck it
Hey,
down.
hey, Ryan.
What's up?
It looks like Valen 1990 redeemed DM rolls disadvantage.
Oh, lovely.
5,000.
All right.
Yeah,
Nice.
I spent that.
I wonder who that is.
Not ringing a bell.
Look, maybe I've seen him in chat before somewhere.
All
Yeah.
right.
yeah, hostess.
Roll disadvantage, please.
Not true.
It seems the D&D Beyond overlay is the wrong one.
Yeah, I gotta switch it here real quick.
Strangely.
I have to switch it real quick.
Hmm.
My bad.
I think everything looks nice.
Yeah, I'd have to be in the admin screen for Twitch to change it. I'll do it when we get a break.
Yeah.
It takes a minute. So let me go ahead and
13.
I want to know what this witch got.
Me or her?
No, the. Oh, dang it. Yeah, there's two witches.
Alright.
The evil witch.
so
You don't know me.
Oh, true.
I'm just allied with you.
Yeah. Okay. The one that is not currently in our party.
Let's see, she rolled a 16.
Hmm. With disadvantage, that witch is
Yeah.
strong. Or you rolled a good.
I rolled good.
I've got 2 first level spells slots used up. Does anybody remember if one of those was mage armor by any chance from like the previous session or the session before last?
Yes, it was from the session before last. You did.
Did I?
We were fighting the golem thing, so that sounds like it probably was.
Okay, is that still on? It's got like an 8-hour duration.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, that's good.
Alright, so who is not in the tracker that I need to add? It looks like we don't
I'm in there, but my number's not up.
I'm not in there for some
Oh,
reason.
you got me. You
Nah.
got me.
Okay. It looks like it didn't add Happy.
I don't see myself, yeah. Wait, is that?
No.
No, no.
And I can update your number. Alright, so let's see.
So
Yeah.
yeah, Avvina goes first.
It's a crazy roll. What was your okay, 13? Shit. And then what was your roll? 16. Sorry guys, I'm off the game.
The beginning was kind of rocky, so I understand.
Alright, I think we got everyone. So, Avvina, you hear this strange voice cackle out and laugh and say, "I knew you were here! Welcome to your nightmare!" As your friend, or your new arrival, The strange gnomish man wearing pajamas wandered northward around the corner, seemingly in front of the door of this strange shack in the middle of the woods. It's your turn. What would you like to do?
Having floated perhaps 30, 40 feet up, can I make a perception check to see if I know where that voice came from?
You would already know that the voice came from
Oh,
the
yeah.
shack itself, just by your proximity.
So I wouldn't exactly see any other creatures besides us.
No, you would just see Mel seemingly shocked as he responds by looking in the direction of a strange voice that calls out at him in a threatening manner. Excuse me.
Hmm.
I will fly above here, still 40 feet up, and I'm going to hold my action until I see a target.
So as you fly over this small hut, remaining 40 feet in the air, you do notice a doorway, and there is a flickering orange light that you can see cast a shadow on the floor, and the shadow itself forms the shape of a strange humanoid creature with what looks to have curved-like horns upon its head. And that shadow basically stretches out of the doorway itself, even almost unnaturally, in like a very long, skewed way, about 5 feet in front of the hut as you look down upon it from the air perched above your broom. So you said you're going to hold your action. With that,
Seeing the shadow, I guess I will, because since the door is open, correct?
yeah,
I'm just gonna fly like 2 feet above the ground, just hovering, and I'm going to shoot. What is it?
well, would that move on? That would use all your movement, or how much movement do you have on the broom?
60 feet.
Okay, gotcha. So now you're
I'm going to
20 feet above the ground looking at the door.
like 5 feet above the ground. I want a clear shot into the doorway,
Okay.
and I'm going to just cast Scorching Ray.
So, as you float down lower and come level with the open doorway, you notice the strange, dark-haired, purple-skinned woman with the gnarled back fingers and the curved black horns upon her head. And you're gonna cast your spell of Scorching Ray.
Yes, at her.
Okay. Does she have a save against it?
No, it is an attack roll.
Okay.
And
Go ahead and roll
it's
for it.
casting it at 2nd level, so 3 rays, and then okay. So 3 rays.
Okay. Did you roll your attack check to hit?
I need to.
Oh,
I was
sorry.
just trying to.
No, you're good.
Oh, 3 and then 4. 4 actually. Okay.
That was your D20 roll to hit.
No, I was just looking at how many rays I had. Now I'm going to roll. I
okay.
apologize.
Gotcha. It's all good.
I'll just roll this. So it's 1. 18 to hit.
Hits.
19 to hit.
Hits. So that was for 2 rays.
That's a natural 1.
Alright, fails.
And a natural 20.
Oh,
The last
So
one.
I'll roll
Nice.
Woo!
4d.
So,
Just roll.
so 3 of
So
the 4 hit.
46.
Yep.
So that is 8d6. And I still have my spirit out, so I will add, I think, another roll onto that. So that's 34 damage, and then on top of that, I'm going to use What is it? Sorry, I haven't played Avvina in a while, so it's kind of hard to remember what I have and what I don't.
At a different level than we were before too. So.
Yeah. I don't have the thing that I'm looking for, so that is, 34 damage.
So you send your 4 scorching rays through the doorway of this aged hut. 2 of them initially strike this female creature in the chest square on, setting her clothes ablaze. She cries out. One of the bolts of energy sails past her head and actually sets a cobweb collection above the mantelpiece on fire, which quickly trickles down the wall behind her. The final blast crashes square against her face as she pats about her face, putting out the flames in frustration. With that, it's going to be Harvey's turn.
Sorry, just visiting.
Let's see. Harvey sees that some shit's going down. This building here, does it have a window that Harvey can go look in?
No, the map is actually incorrect. There's no windows to the structure.
Okay. Harvey's going to look over at Happy and go, Happy, has the little lady on the little broomstick, has she been with us this whole time?
Oh, she came. She came when we were small, but she's definitely doing a great job.
Okay, I feel like I'm missing something, but okay. All right.
I'm not into her, but we've got shared goals.
All right, so Harvey's going to...
Serendipity.
Okay. Harvey's going to fly over here and see if he sees anything through that door as well.
Okay.
To see into that building.
Yeah, when you fly in front of the doorway, you are instantly met with the horrifying appearance of a tall, hunchback, lanky, purple-skinned female creature with twisted black horns, gnarled fingers, and a now scorched attire of cloth stripped clothing and a face ablaze with pink tissue that has been recently burned off by a flaming spell from a strange woman floating on the broom.
All right, so does she look mad? She looks mad, doesn't she?
Yeah, I would think so.
She's putting out her face. Yeah.
All right, so Harvey's gonna look in the doorway, and then look back at Avvina and go. So we're doing this, right? Okay. All right, we can do this. Harvey's gonna cast silence into the very back of that room.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
That's gonna be a what you call it? A 40-foot diameter sphere.
Okay.
So just a way to kind of keep it in like the back corner so it doesn't affect us. 5, 10, 20. Yeah. That should cover, I could cover pretty much the whole house without really affecting us, as long as we don't get too close to the door.
You said it's 40 feet?
40-foot diameter, so 20-foot radius.
Okay.
And then with key-fueled attack, Harvey's going to take out his sling.
What is silence doing?
So silence is...
It makes it so that you can't cast a spell that requires it.
Any verbal component.
Component.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the creature inside of there is deafened.
Does she have a save against it?
There's no save.
Okay.
She can move out of it, but
yeah, she can move out of it. And then Harvey's going to take
Correct me on the placement where I put it if it needs to change.
Yeah, could you bring it down to kind of encompass the whole house?
Yeah, hold on 1 second. Let's see. shouldn't I be able to do Control Z, Control Z?
Not yet, no. They're still working on improving above ETT.
Alright, let's see if I can get that. Grab her.
Oh, I know what she is. Harvey does not know.
Alright, well, I'm not gonna fuck with Tron Jaw because it's not doing what I want to do. But just
Alright.
imagine essentially there's 40 feet. Is it centered on? Let's see, 5.
It's at let's say that let's say it's right the corner, the center of it's right here at this intersection.
Okay, gotcha. Alright,
So-
and 20-foot radius out from that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I can jive with that.
So
Thanks.
basically, we can't go in there. If we go in the house, we can't cast any spell.
Yeah. So we can't talk or anything. And then key fueled attack. Harvey's going to take out his sling and then hawk a small round stone into his hand and make an attack.
Alright.
You can't talk and you can't hear anything when you go in there.
Where, oh
Just
where?
remember that.
Yep.
Yeah. It's
The hell? Hang on.
It's okay.
Avvina might not be used to Harvey, but he's a bird, so he like hacks up rocks. He eats weird stuff, and then he like hacks up stones out of his gizzard and then uses them as weapons with his sling.
Not the weirdest thing she's seen.
Wow, that makes combat sound so intimate.
Sorry, I had to fix something on my character sheet real quick. All right, so that's going to be a nat 20.
nice.
That's going to be 12 bludgeoning damage plus I'm going to move her 5 feet over. Doesn't matter which direction. Just going to move her, just knock her around. And then any attack rolls anybody else makes on her until the start of my next turn are going to be made at advantage because of the crusher feat.
Nice.
Cool. That's my turn.
Alright, so I'll move her in just a second here to refresh that here. So he did 12 points of total damage.
Yeah.
And we'll
Just
say
scooching damage.
So, with the house on fire, would we be able to see inside it?
well, it's not actually on fire. It's just basically the little bit of fire that trickled past her set ablaze some of the cobwebs on the back of the wall. And it like sort of traveled down the dust and mold and shit growing on the back wall of her house.
Okay.
Never understood why witches choose to live in such filth.
Alright, so it is now the Hag's turn. And
Okay, never mind. I was gonna say say something, but it doesn't count. Never mind. You can't stunning strike on a ranged.
Oh, okay.
Alright,
Well,
so
I was gonna, I'm small, so I think I wanted a 5, 10, 15, 20.
What
Can I,
size?
like, scooch? Can I like
When is
scooch
your-
sort of
when is your
in
turn?
Between, pardon?
Yeah, it's not
It's your
Oh,
turn.
I'm sorry, you're right. It's Purple Lady. Never mind.
it's okay. Alright, so after being accosted by your spell of silence, the pebble that you slung and hit her in the face with, direct against the exposed and burned flesh, and being hurled fire spells at in her own home, this crooked-backed woman looks at both of you and says, "You're going to have to do better than that." And she disappears from your sight. And so
I thought she was deaf and she couldn't say anything because she's silent.
she can,
Yeah, we couldn't hear her.
yeah, she
We
can
couldn't hear her.
talk. She can move her mouth. She wouldn't be able to hear herself, and y'all would.
Harvey's like, what?
Yeah, that's
What? What?
Being able to see her isn't related to her casting a spell, right?
no, not at all. This actually is not a spell. So
Okay.
she disappears from your sight. And she moves and she is going to end her turn.
Does she reappear?
Nope, because it takes an action, and I'm not wasting it.
Okay. Who?
So it is now Happy's turn.
I guess it really doesn't matter. Okay, so I'm gonna move Happy into the trees for some cover and take Bob Ross with me too. And I'm gonna cast Fireball into the house. And it's got 20 feet on either side, so I'm gonna cast it so it just essentially takes the whole house in the backside. But it doesn't do it. Go ahead.
So you moved up here to cast the spell?
No, I'm just gonna cast it. Oh, you want me to cast it through the door? Okay.
Well, I mean, you can cast it wherever the heck you want. It's on you. I just wasn't clear on where you were pointing it, how you
Well,
were
if it's
going.
Fireball, I think it should go right through the wall, right?
You
On
can,
its way there?
yeah, I mean, you can drop it in a space that you can see. You haven't seen the inside of the hut. So
Oh,
I mean,
okay. Well, then I'll need to go in front of the door then. And I was
Yeah.
thinking,
She's not in the house.
well, but if I blow up the whole house, it doesn't hurt anything.
But what if someone else is in the house like a child?
All right.
We did hear her torch tell someone else to be quiet.
So as you all chatter about, all of your minds are instantly attacked by a horrendous, almost like tinnitus sounding, ear-splitting ringing that goes off.
Awful.
Happy,
This synaptic static.
Happy, just say it with me. YOLO.
Yellow?
YOLO. You only live once.
Uh-huh.
Burn the house down.
Okay. Yeah, let's do it.
Oh god.
Alright, so you go ahead, cast your spell of Fireball, and you aim it into the open space, middle of the floor, as you can look through the clearing of the door into the hut. And go ahead and, since you're not attacking any targets, obviously the spell just goes off, but you still need to roll your damage.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Won't stop her. She's burning something. That's what I do.
30.
30 points of fire damage.
And everything catches on fire.
Okay. As your spell goes off and the flames fill the small cottage, you hear two female voices screaming in agony. We're burning alive!
Do they
Still
sound,
silenced.
do they sound human?
No, we don't.
Oh,
No, we don't
actually,
hear
yeah, you don't
anything.
hear anything because Harvey dropped the spell. Y'all done really screwed this whole situation up, and I
Yeah,
apologize.
as a matter of fact, that fireball when it goes off is super creepy because it's just dead
it's
quiet.
like the Japanese
Quiet
flame.
flame.
It's just a completely quiet flame. All right, yeah, so you don't hear any of that. Completely take that away, and thank you for correcting me on that, Brian. So, giant.
How far away does deafen affect? Like, is it like a...
It's a 20-foot radius.
It's like a
Oh, okay,
20-foot
lovely.
radius.
All right, never mind.
Well,
So it's
would,
like the whole inside. Yeah, like the whole inside of the house, and like a little bit in front of the door.
Yeah, where the fire would spill out like a backdraft.
Yeah, but if the sound is originating from within there,
Well-
it wouldn't come out, right?
Yeah,
Would-
it's
wouldn't
under the
come out.
cone of silence.
No. Nothing
No,
comes
this
out.
entire
nothing, you
house
can't
is
hear
burning.
anything,
Oh, it's
nothing
been
comes out.
deafened, the whole house, damn.
Yep. All right.
Silently.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, that's fun. So now it's gonna be now it's gonna be Venlee's turn. Unless you have any additional
Yeah,
actions
really.
you'd like, bonus actions or movements. Happy.
I mean, you.
Avvina reaction smokes her pipe.
Hello.
Hold on. Happy is
Every
there.
reaction
Hold on,
smokes
y'all.
his pipe as well.
In a tree, I think, and Bob can be in this tree.
It's like, yep, This is
So
these people.
do you have any other bonus actions or other things you'd like to do for your
No,
turn?
I could like telekinetic shove somebody, but she's invisible, so that's okay.
All right, so now it'll be Venlee's turn.
You all really screwed up my plans.
So the house is ablaze.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm just gonna
The roof is on fire.
Well,
I don't know any of this happened, that she turned invisible or anything, so I'm just gonna, I guess, just stay put and keep an eye out. That's it. I mean, I don't, I know that the house is on fire and there was something in there, but I'm not gonna run into a burning house.
no,
Okay, that's what you got me here for.
I do hope anything magical survives.
So that's it. I'm just gonna stay where I'm at.
All right, so you end your turn, Venlee. It is now Chip's turn.
All right, Chip runs up to the front door, and does deafen still affect the entire area no matter what, or is it just like
well,
a pop?
once you go inside, we can't hear anything you say.
Yeah,
All right, so
I think it affects you right there. Actually, if at a 20-foot
Yeah.
radius, I think right there is where it starts. I think you just ran
Yeah.
into it.
so
Yep, he's in it now.
as the house starts, I run up and then not knowing magic very well. I mean, he understands it, but he doesn't know the limits to every single spell. He literally turns back around and you see him mouth some words to you, and he looks at you and he's like throws up
Really?
a thumb, like good work, and then he just blares into this burning building.
Actually, I know what he said because I can read lips.
Oh,
And
you
I
know what I said?
Uh,
I said,
oh.
and I can telepathically read his mind. So what did you say?
so I said, I've got this. Good
Okay.
job. And then
Great.
I run inside, like I'm basically saying, like, take care of the witch. I'll take care of the other witches.
Okay.
There's probably nothing inside.
All right,
I go
so
inside.
as you go into the house, which is still ablaze, but not to the point where it's dangerous enough for you can walk around there. Basically, the outer structure is burning. It's like the flames have clung to the walls and the edges of the house itself. You are instantly met with two female creatures that lay at your feet against the south wall,
Mhm.
and they both appear to be charred and trying to unfog it. Unfog, you bastard.
Yeah, it's the top one. I usually have to use the rectangle, like the square.
That's what I was using. It wasn't doing it. All right, there we go.
There we go.
So you look into the southwest corner of this small hut, and you see two young, beautiful, female-looking creatures with golden skin that are charred and burned alive.
So I'm gonna spend the rest of my my action to get over to them, and then I end my turn. Because I burn my one movement to get to the door, and then I have to spend another action to get over to them.
All right, Jaron, it's your
And
turn.
then I'll end my turn.
Okay, Jaron is going to move 10 feet. He's going to tell Chip telepathically.
Oh, you can hear my thoughts, right?
I can hear your thoughts.
So I'm like,
But I can also
fuck.
project my thoughts.
Okay, so like you hear me saying like
Yeah.
to you like fuck. There's two dead people in here. They look to be like, would you say DM like not ints but like nymphs?
You'd have to do a better investigation.
I didn't even roll an investigation.
Yeah, I
So
know.
there's
I'm just
like-
saying, like right now on glance, they're just female. They appear to be female by their shape and their form. They have a golden colored skin, but the rest of their more majorly discernible features has been completely charred and burned.
you'll get like this horrific image, I guess. So if no, you can read my thoughts. So
Yeah.
like you just like hear the word gold and burned and what do I do? Pick them up and carry them outside is what I think. So
Okay.
that's what you hear.
And I tell you that that's probably a good idea to get out of the burning house. And I ready Arcane Blast, and that's the end of my turn.
Alright. So you have not walked in front of the hut to look inside, am I correct?
I'm 10 feet away from the door.
Okay, so you are in front of the door looking in it?
Well, I'm telepathically communicating with Chip, who is inside.
Okay, I just want to make sure that, you see what you would see or you don't see what you don't see.
Yeah, I can't see inside the house, but I have a clear shot at the door.
Gotcha. Yeah, so looking at the door, you would be able to pick up the corner of it, just noticing that it is a shard and still burning. With that, it is going to be Mel's turn.
Well, I don't have eyes on a token for Pamplemousse anymore. Did he?
I was gonna bring him in. He's supposed to be this guy, but I haven't changed the artwork.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Cool.
You can move him over.
Cool. I was wondering what that was. All right. Groovy. Okay.
Creepy. Yeah, that's good.
Okay, so what happens here is Mel starts moving towards the door, gets to within the range of the silence spell, and then changes form, and now he looks like a mime. And now he's entered difficult terrain as he's walking against the wind. So he only gets about that far. And then now the mime peeks in the door to see what he sees on the inside, and that's actually it. That's his whole turn.
So when the mime peeks inside, it would see Chip leaning down, looking at the two female corpses inside of the burning shack.
Yeah, and also he just went through a whole series of kind of reactions to all the stuff that happened. Like when the witch came out, he's like, "Oh, welcome. I don't think this is my nightmare, but that's okay." And then like that first fire thing happened, and his first reaction was just horrified at the in hospitality of the whole thing. And it's like, "Oh, witch fight," and then starts like chewing on a carrot, and the whole thing blows up. Yeah, at one point I think Happy said something about goals, which was the most confusing thing that he heard the whole time. And then the house catches on fire, and so now he's super confused about what these goals are and how that pertains to setting a strange house on fire. So now, yeah, he's the mime is now over there, just sort of looking in, and that'll be it for me.
Okay. And so it's going to bring us back to the top of the round with Venlee, or excuse me, Avvina. And are y'all hearing music on Portal?
I did for a little bit, but then
I had turned off the other stuff. It's too loud. I'm trying something else real quick while we're here.
Yeah, it's playing on Twitch, but we can't hear it.
Yeah, it's coming through. Yeah, the backing track's coming through. Cool. That's pretty sweet.
I don't know where she went. That's an issue.
That is an issue. Isn't it?
What's this? The other building over here. It's behind us.
You can explore it if you'd like. Currently, it should be fog, so you're presuming it is a building. But yeah.
I just don't know if like where the entrance would be, so I will fly this way.
You
I
go
guess.
to move over closer to it to investigate it.
Yeah.
All right. So as you do, unfortunately, I cannot show you what's inside of it, but you fly over a similar-looking structure, a building that looks to be like a shack. This one has a peaked roof that spreads wider like a barn. And it has an entrance on one end, the end that you're flying over. And there's the faintest bit of light that pokes out from inside, and you do hear just some strange, creature sounds, rustling and stuff moving about from the inside of the building.
Can I try the door?
Yeah.
It's like
So
an
you-
item interaction.
Oh yeah, you're in the right direction. So do you land, or are you still floating? What's your deal?
I'm just like floating like within the 5 feet that's above the floor.
All right. So as you float down level with the ground, you look into this building, and you are instantly made aware that the building itself opens up to a narrow corridor with a dirt floor, with a series of pens lighting both sides of the walls, and in each of the pens is a creature.
Okay.
I will. I guess, move inside because do I see the doors on the other end of this corridor?
There is no door on the other end.
Or what is this then?
Where if you double click with your mouse, it'll bring up a blue spot. So that's another room, yes, behind a door. I'm sorry. Yeah, that would be a door.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I will float quickly by each of them, just kind of giving them a quick glance to see if I know what they are.
So as you float by this first animal here, it unrolls itself from a pile of hay. It stands up on its feet, and hunched over, it brings two long arms with rough hands, 5 digits on each hand, to the gate itself. It hangs its hands on the gate, and it begins to animate and move about. And as you walk directly by the cage, once it approaches, it shakes the cage and goes, "Oh!" The one across from it, I cannot see what the heck that says. Oh yeah, another one, sorry. The one across from it looks similar, but has a larger form. This one rushes forward to the front of the cage and bangs on the doorway, rattling it as it goes, when you get to here, a 4-legged beast with a dog-like form slinks out from shadows and gets forward. It comes to the front of the cage, puts its paws up on the ledge of the actual metal gate itself, looks you in the eye, bares teeth and tongue with drool dribbling out its mouth. He goes, directly across from that one, as you walk by, you see in the back corner on a perch a large winged creature with a leather hood over its head. It looks around and cranes its neck in your direction with a orange beak and opens its beaked mouth as it cries out with a piercing screech. When you go past this cage here, you see a large 4-legged beast that stands approximately 6 feet tall and about 3.5 feet wide, covered in mud and thistle-like hairy protrusions with 2 large tusks at the front of its mouth. It rushes the front of the cage and bangs straight into it with its face and tusks. As you hear, directly across from that one, another creature sleeps perched up in the actual eaves of the roof. And this creature looks over and you hear just a tiny, like, little bird screech. So you've walked past a corridor with an ape, a baboon, a hyena, a hawk, an owl, and a warthog. And you approach the end of the room, which has a door. A wooden door with a padlock through the latch.
I sort of just like wave at the owl and it's just like, I'll come back for you. And then I'm going to turn my attention towards the door.
Okay.
And I will, I suppose, pull out thieves' tools and attempt to pick it.
Okay. So go ahead and roll me a sleight of hand check.
So, sleight of hand or dex plus proficiency?
Oh, that's fine. Dex proficiency for your tools.
Let's see. I guess I'll just roll dex and then I'll add my proficiency bonus. So 26.
Alright, so you stick your thieves' tools into the lock and you are able to turn the tumbler. You are able to break the latch of the lock and turn the mechanism over on the inside of this skeleton key-like opening as the half-moon shaped metal latch opens from the top and the lock drops out of the metal latch on the door and falls into the mud at your feet. Now you've used your movement, your object interaction. You would have your action and bonus action left for your turn.
I will push the door open.
Alright, so you push the door open, and as you do, it's not. It's weird. As you do, it opens into another set of animal pens. This area is very dark, hard to see unless you have dark vision.
I do.
There's no natural light in the room.
I have dark vision 60 feet.
Okay. And as you look into the room, in the northeastern corner of the room, you would see a humongous winged beast, larger than the hawk and larger than the owl. This one with gleaming brown feathers that glitter with hints of gold, a white head and golden beak with massive talons and white feathered tail feathers. And that would be what you would see looking through the door.
Okay. So it was like 40 feet getting down, 5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah, so I guess this is where I will use my action to move into the actual
You're
room.
taking the dash action.
Yeah.
Okay. You move into the room, and as you look to your left, you see a black feathered bird hunched down in a quarter, eating at some carrion. This bird has a bald pink head with little tufts of feathers poking out of its scaly snout.
Okay.
Anything else you want to do with your turn?
I will continue moving forward.
So, basically you see what I just described, the vulture and the eagle.
Okay. Nothing in this over here.
You walk up to that and you look down into the cell. You notice a mud-covered female humanoid figurine named Subai.
This one seems important. I will, I guess, just try and hide in the darkness for the sake of it, so I will.
Well, you already took your action to move.
Yeah,
And
bonus
to
action,
do your dash action.
hide, I guess.
So you're going to use your road?
Yeah.
Okay. So you hide in the corner, trying to appear motionless and undetectable. And with that, it's going to be Harvey's turn.
Just in case she wants to follow me.
Oh, and the correction, just in case there's any lock aficionados out there, if that is a skeleton key type lock, that would be wards, not tumblers.
Oh, Lord.
Ah.
There's one
You
in
never
every-
know what you're going to learn.
Tisk tisk.
Oh, not great. 18 for stop. Anyway, next person, sorry.
Harvey puffs at his pipe, and having watched this fireball launched into the cabin, burning everything inside to a crisp, I'm sure. After seeing the that hag-like lady disappear, Harvey's going to do two things. First of all, he's going to turn to Happy and go, "Damn, Happy, you don't fuck around, do you? Are you sure you need to go with the big guns right away? I mean, really?"
It was itching. It was itching my hand. I just needed to throw it.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I'm going to go, fuck, she's invisible.
And Happy's changed.
Are you okay? Do you need a hug?
Use a hug, but maybe not right this moment.
All right. Well, we'll smoke a doobie later.
Yeah.
Harvey's going to let,
Could do be and throw some knives later.
Harvey's going to let concentration drop on the silence.
So as you drop silence, you can hear the hut crackling away as the fire has begun to consume more of the structure.
Right. So whatever it was that she used probably wasn't. I don't know. Do I know? Did it look like anything in particular when she disappeared? Is there some sort of check I could do for that?
You can roll an Arcana check.
Okay. 16.
With your 16, you would know that some people, especially strange creatures of the Feywild, have a way of appearing and disappearing that does not require a spell.
Harvey's like, "Oh wait, I could do that too sometimes." So he's gonna fly up into the air a little bit and take a look around to see if he sees this person, to see if they like popped out somewhere nearby. And he's gonna be flying in the air maybe 20 feet up, and he's gonna ready an action.
Okay.
To if he sees this lady appear, to fuck. I just don't know. To do a command on her.
What do you mean a command?
First level spell command.
Okay.
Cast command. He's going to ready an action to cast command if he sees her pop up somewhere.
Yeah, spell.
Gotcha.
Somewhere
Okay.
in range.
I was just clarifying. All right.
So
With that,
the head.
it is going to be the hag's turn. So, the hag, within a flash, almost faster than seconds could count. Stop it! It's like moving the map and I'm trying to think. Faster than seconds could count, literally before your eyes, this strange hunchback woman with the purple skin now stands towering over Happy. She reaches.
Oh shit! She was right behind me.
She reaches forward to Happy, and she touches her on the shoulder. She taps her shoulder. She says,
Turn around, dearie. You're gonna want to see Granny's face!
and as she does, she casts the spell Sleep.
Can I use my reaction to cast Arcane Blast since she reappeared?
Yeah, and I have a something to do with her too.
And hold on one second,
Yes,
guys.
I couldn't hear that.
What was that you said, Tree?
Well,
Did she cast? I heard that she
Hold
was.
on.
well,
Hold on, Jason, hold on, please. What did you say, Happy?
What did she cast? I heard that she touched me and she cast, but
Yes.
I couldn't hear what the spell was.
She cast the spell Sleep.
Just the spell sleep. Okay,
Yeah, Sleep. S-L-E-E-P, sorry.
okay, sure.
Alright, give me 1 second here. Alright, hold on 1 second here. So, Happy, you would be put to sleep. Harvey,
Harvey's 20 feet up.
Yeah, you would not. Okay, so yeah, she's the only one in range. All right. So Happy, you are put to sleep as this hag brings the spell upon you, and instantly you feel a strange magical energy envelop around you. This energy actually has a neutral feeling about it. As you drift further off into sleep, you have strange and dreadful visions. You're brought back to the restaurant where you work feverishly all night long. You begin to prepare a feast, a meal for a special guest, a visitor to come to you. You're sharpening knives, cutting food, and prepping ingredients, but nothing seems to go right. As a matter of fact, as you sharpen your knives, instruments you've handled for years, you end up nicking the part of your thumb that you need to hold down the vegetables, and bleed all over the produce as you put your thumb in your mouth to bandage it up and go into the meat locker to retrieve the ingredients to make this ratatouille type food, and then this stew with sausage and other broiled meats. You walk into the meat locker and you see Mel on a meat hook. You see your cousin with this meat hook protruding through his neck. You spiral further and further down into this terrible, hellish nightmare, and then you end up asleep in your apartment, in your human bed, back on Earth, as though the day had never happened. You wake up, go back to the restaurant. The kitchen is a disaster. Everything as it was the night before when you worked. When you go into the freezer, Mel is gone, but blood is everywhere. Everyone around you acts like nothing is wrong, like the restaurant's perfectly fine, and that the freezer is not covered in blood. And give me 1 second here. I gotta roll these. Alright, you're gonna take 35 points of psychic damage from the effects of the nightmare.
So that's what she meant by welcome to your nightmare. That was vivid.
The witch is going to end her turn.
Well, can we use
reactions.
Yeah, you can go ahead and do your ready actions. See how that pans out. Yeah. Y'all need to help your friend out.
Well, that was bullshit. You didn't let us do our reactions first.
You still get to do your reactions. All it's going to do is damage her. At this point, the spell would probably go off. I'm just letting you know.
Yeah, held actions happen after the trigger takes place. So,
yeah.
All right. So Arcane Blast at 21. I mean, it would just hit her.
It knocks her back. How many feet does it knock her back? It knocks her back 10 feet.
When the spell goes off and hits her?
Yeah, when it hits her, the side effect of the damage, because it's force damage, it knocks her back 10 feet.
Okay.
So she's kind of discombobulating.
Alright, that's fine. And then what do you have for your held action, Harvey?
She needs to make a wisdom save.
Alright, that's fine. It's gonna be a 19.
It's a pass. Shit.
Alright, so even though she got knocked back by the Arcane Blast, she would still attribute her plan. She'd rush forward, cast the spell, sleep, and touch Mel on the shoulder, or touch Happy on the shoulder. So out of game, she's a night hag, and she has the ability to cast the spell Sleep, which does not expend a spell slot, and doesn't require any components, so it is verbal. And once per day, when she's on the ethereal plane, which she is right now, she can touch a humanoid creature that's asleep and cause the nightmare haunting. And basically, it creates a protection from good and evil spell around the target and a magic circle as well. And that protects the person who's dreaming from being roused from the effect. And it does 5d10 damage to the target. If it reduces the target's hit points to 0, it dies. And if the target's evil, their soul gets trapped in her soul bag.
Holy crap.
But Happy's not evil, so you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
I don't want that to happen to me then.
So she ends her turn, and it is now Happy's turn.
So, do I get to try and roll and wake up, or?
Let's see. The dreadful visions last for 1 hour. The target gains the benefit from its rest and its appointment. As long as the contact persists.
Do I get a short rest out of it? Is that?
Okay, so basically she has to remain touching you. So she's literally leaned over your body touching you. So while she's touching you, you do gain the benefits of a rest. But for this 1 hour period, you're trapped in this hellish nightmare of sleep while she touches you.
So
None of us can see her.
So the witch is still touching her?
Yeah,
Yes,
she
but
has to remain. She's in the she's in the ethereal plane. Excuse me.
So we can't see her, is
Yeah.
what Brian's saying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because the ethereal plane is aligned literally so perfectly with ours, everything that can, like, ethereal creatures can see into our world and they can move around through our world, but they cannot interact unless they have the ability to. And a night hag's ability, her core ability, is when she's in the ethereal, she can manipulate the reality on the material plane. And what Ryan's saying is, we can't see her, she can see us, and she can mess up Happy as much as she wants for the next hour.
Oh, I don't have to spell magic.
So presumably, actually, that spell wouldn't have gone off and wouldn't have been able to
Yeah.
affect her anyway.
No damage.
Yeah, no. She wouldn't have popped
Well,
up.
no,
on the
it's,
scene.
so Jaron's triggered action was, no, she had to pop up to cast the spell Sleep. So she came out of the ethereal realm to cast the spell Sleep on Happy. And then as part of her innate ability, the Nightmare, she goes into the ethereal realm, touches the victim, and puts the Nightmare on them. So her
She
coming...
went back.
Yeah, so her coming into the material plane, your triggered actions would have gone off. So the damage from the spell hit her, but she would still rush forward, cast sleep, and then do the effect on Happy.
What about command? Did it fail?
Yeah, it did it. It was a
Yeah,
little save. She rolled better than his PC.
You don't have to rub it in.
I have a question about Bob Ross.
All right, what's up?
Does Bob Ross see? Does he see her? Does he see my dream? What's going on with Bob?
So Bob is linked to you. So Bob would see the dream, but Bob would also see everything going on around. He sees you laying on the ground, curled up like you're asleep, and you're just twitching lightly. The nightmare itself has subsided for the worst parts of the visions, but he can tell that you're disturbed, and very obviously he's curious about why you're just asleep in the middle of the forest among the
But he
friends.
doesn't see the hag either.
No.
Okay. Okay.
So with that, it's going to be Vinny's turn.
Okay, well, I'm gonna, I guess I don't know, maybe I saw the person on the broom fly into this room.
Yeah, you would have seen Avvina moving
I'm
there.
just gonna go stand right there and look around and see what I see. And I see everything in cages.
So as you pass into the doorway, the animals would take notice of you, and they would again grow unrestful. You would see the two apes and the hyena looking in the direction of the doorway, like not even paying attention to you, but continuing to cackle and make noises of distress.
Okay. How strong do these cages look?
They just appear to be almost like a horse's corral. It's like a metal gate in front with a latch against wooden beams on the sides that go up to the timbers. So you could
Oh, well,
match
that's
the gates
good.
if you wanted to.
I'm just no. I'm gonna spend a key point. Patient defense.
Alright.
I'm gonna stay right there.
Alright.
That's all I'm gonna do.
So with that, it's going to be Chip's turn.
Right,
So
so
Chip, you stand in his hut as it starts to burn and bits of the roof begin to fall about you as the hay and tar-coated roof slats made out of tree bark begin to catch fire and
I'm gonna.
drip the mud and mortar down.
So I would like to pick up these two dead nymphs, and I'd throw both of them, like one over one shoulder, one over the other shoulder.
Alright, go ahead and make me a strength check.
Okay. 19.
Nice. So you're able to lift these two dead women, or female figures, over your shoulder and hoist them up and move about as you will.
Alright, so then 5, 10, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. So I'm going to go about here, and I'm going to place the two nymphs down. Well, I wanted to get them away from, like, the burning house.
Yeah, that's
So,
fine.
like, right there.
Alright.
And
Roll me a nature check as you look upon these two
Okay.
charred corpses.
something I am definitely actually trained in. That's a 21.
Nice. So now that you bring them into the light of the outdoor, natural lighting, you look down at the charred forms, you are instantly able to recognize them as actually dryads.
Oh.
The flesh burned away reveals bark-like skin structure underneath the outer exterior of their golden, bark-like skin. You see the inner rings and the, caramelized sap that would be their blood crusted up around the edges where the flames took the life from them. You see their head where they would have branches and weeping willow-like leaves of hair growing down from their magical-looking faces, which are now completely burned away, black and bald.
I'm gonna turn to the party and be like, I was wrong. They aren't nymphs, they're dryads. Please, can anyone bring them back to life? Can anyone save them?
Is there anything else you want to do to your turn, Chip?
I'll also say, Happy! What's wrong with Happy? And I guess one of y'all will shout out what's wrong.
Yeah. I told Chip what happened at the witch previously.
Did you kill her?
No, she's not dead.
Damn it. Alright. Roleplay over, I guess.
Alright, so that's going to be Jaron's turn. Jaron, you see Chip carry these two charred female remains up on your shoulders out and lay them on the ground in the clearing. You were able to see the witch for just a brief moment and connect with her, your Arcane Blast, as you pushed her back momentarily before she rushed forward, chanting the words of her sleep spell to touch Happy and put her into a nightmare slumber. What would you like to do?
I think that the dryads are beyond healing. I think they're dead. I can't resurrect them.
What do you mean?
I don't. Paladins don't get resurrection to level 9. If they're dead, I can't help them.
So are you saying, DM, that he's actually looked them over and they're like?
I mean, that would be up to Jaron to make a medicine check or attempt to cast a healing spell on them.
I'll say, try something, heal them. Do the light things with your hands.
The one time Chip wants you to do magic, right?
Well, I can't. The problem is I can't do it. I don't have a spell that can heal them both at once.
Well, I mean, that's fine. Just
Lay on hands.
heal one.
I don't think that I can. I don't think my healing can bring them back.
I can try and pour one of these healing potions down one of them's throat, and you can do your light hands.
So you want to do the healing potion, Chip?
Yeah, I'm gonna use a healing potion. I'm gonna waste a 50 gold healing potion.
You go ahead and you pour the healing potion onto the lips of this one laying at
This
your
doesn't
feet
work.
as you
I
cradle
wasted
her.
50 gold.
As you cradle her across your lap, head and crook of your elbow, the red sparkling liquid flows out in a syrupy-like consistency across your lips, and some of it makes it down into her mouth. After a few moments, you wait, and you move her jaw about to try to rub her mouth together and force some sort of reaction. You tap her cheek lightly, and you get close to see if you can notice any breath or the rise and fall of her chest. After a few moments of investigating closer, the area where the red liquid poured across her skin begins to glow a golden color. And all of a sudden you see the hair of this female creature begin to grow back as little sapling-like limbs grow from the top of her head, and leaves begin to unfurl like the new blooms from spring. Her mouth heals over where the red liquid touched, and you see the golden-like bark, glossy colored skin cover where she was previously burned. And she looks up at you and takes a deep breath, and as she does, the wind is drawn into her, rustling the leaves and plumage about her head, and she goes, and she looks into your face and she says, "Oh, Vic, where am I? Where's the witch? Where's my sister?" And she turns over to her right and sees the other female dryad laying dead and lifeless beside her.
Well, I yell over at
Yeah. I walk over and I cast
light hands now.
I cast Spare the Dying on the other one.
Alright, so roll your healing for the potion for me, Tom.
Oh, okay.
What?
I did a thing.
Yay!
Roll for your spell.
I don't have.
I'm gonna be honest.
I don't
Sorry, go
have
ahead.
I don't have to roll for Spare the Dying. It's a cantrip.
No, I'm not talking about you. I was talking about he used the healing potion. I needed him to roll the D. I think it's 2d4 plus 4.
So it's
Or 2d4
5.
plus
Oh
2.
no, it's plus 2. It's 5 plus 2 is 7.
Alright.
So literally, that whole time, dude, I was like, if he keeps giving these epic descriptions and then tells me that the Dryad's dead, I am going to never let this go.
Alright, so Spare the Dying just stabilized the other one at 1 hit point, right?
Yeah. So it brings it back to life, barely.
Okay.
I think it brings it to stabilization, brings it to 0.
No, but Ryan and I agreed to a rule for the game.
Yeah.
Since he didn't want to go level 9. So I give up 1 hit point and the person gets 1 hit point.
That's cool.
Cool. Nice. I like that.
Yeah, me too.
I like that.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Alright, so that takes up your turn, Chip, and then Jason, you casted a Spare the Dying spell. Is there any bonus action or movement or anything
Yeah.
else
I
you'd like to do with your
want to
turn?
move behind Happy.
Alright, so you go to move over behind Happy, and what would you like to do? Think outside the box. It's gotta be a way.
Well,
Ask your friendly DM questions and people tell you answers.
Chip made me waste my actions.
Waste.
You still have
Wait,
object interaction.
On that stupid dryad.
You still
You
have
literally
object.
saved a life.
You still have object interactions, bonus actions,
I know.
and speech. An object interaction does apply to picking someone up.
So I can pick Happy up?
Yep.
Okay, I'll pick Happy up.
Alright, roll me a
Yeah,
strength check.
Can't believe he said a waste.
It was a waste.
You don't know that, bro.
It wasn't what I wanted to do.
Well, you didn't have to do it.
Yeah, you could have just let her die.
Yeah, it's
Alright,
Chip's
so-
fault you made
That
this
is-
person
that is
live.
the worst
Told
strength
you.
check I've ever rolled.
Yeah, that's pretty crappy. So with your 8, you go to lean down to pick up Happy, you scoop your arms underneath of her, and as you attempt to lift her from the ground, you stumble forward and she drops back down a little bit.
Right? How many points do you need to lift a gnome?
Not much. He's able to lift you up, but he stumbles forward trying to do it. So you pick Happy up from the ground, and what do you want to do?
I want to back up 5 feet.
Alright. So you move back 5 feet, and you notice as Happy is cradled in your arms against your armor, that her facial expression stops being that of scrunched up and wincing into one of just a lifeless kind of sleep where you would be, mouth hanging open and drooling. So she's gone from being like, to sort of like,
Thanks, Ryan. I love you too.
wait, did I go ugly sleep face? Is that what it was?
You had Happy do an ugly sleep face.
Oh, I was like,
You drool.
An ugly drooling sleep face. Yeah, that's great.
Wait. Gonna remember that, buddy.
hey, when you DM, you can totally screw with me.
Oh, I can
will.
screw you anytime.
That's true. Alright, so Jaron, that ends your turn. It's the top of the round again. Oh no, it's Mel's turn, excuse me.
So I have a point of clarification to ask you before I end my turn.
Go for it, what's up?
If I cast Misty Step, can I take Happy with me? Since I'm holding her?
Well, you already used
I'm
the
not-
spell
not
to
this-
heal
not
the
this
dry. Oh yeah, I don't know, that would be something I'd have to ask Brian and Basin about and Thomas.
He-
Is it
he
willing,
actually-
unwilling?
He used a cantrip, and Misty Step is a bonus action, so he
No,
actually
but-
could do that.
No, I don't want to do it this turn. What I'm asking is, if I cast Misty Step,
Uh-huh.
does she come with me?
Oh no, yeah,
Since
she would
I'm
just
holding-
stay there and drop to the ground
Yeah.
unceremoniously.
She would fall down.
That's
That's
Dimension
what-
Door that you
that's
can
what I
take
want.
someone with you.
That's what I wanted to know. Thank you, guys.
Oh, and Thunderstep.
I didn't want to.
Thunderstep would work.
I don't have something to
Dimension
say.
door.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be funny.
I'm not
It would. It'd be a good bit. It'd be a good bit.
So, Avvina, it's your turn. As you you sit down, cowered in the corner, try to like hide yourself as best you can among.
Hey,
Oh, Mel.
haven't gone
Excuse me,
yet.
Brian. My bad, Mel.
I mean, my turn is as good as a skip turn, but
No, you're
anyway.
good.
Actually, I think what's gonna happen. All right, so all right, so I'm no stranger to the Feywild. It was shouted out that something happened to Happy there. She's asleep. I'm looking back there. She's being lifted up and carried away. So I do believe I'm actually gonna do something. First, he drops the mime thing, and then sort of gets this weird sort of fey-like look to him, and he speaks in this deep voice, "Avert your eyes," and then about where Happy was a moment ago, suddenly these colors start to swirl, and like images of little little fey like animals start to dance around, and everything becomes very psychedelic and trippy, and all these just like this bizarre colors and patterns and animals and small furry creatures gathered together in a cave and grooving with a pict appear there, and I'm casting a hypnotic pattern. So anybody who sees that needs to make the savings throw. So if the hag can see that from where she is, she must make a Wisdom 17 savings throw.
Being in the ethereal realm, she can see, but I don't know how that would affect, because, the ethereal realm, she could technically walk right through you, vice versa.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter if she can walk through anything. So long as she's looking in that direction and can see it, it should affect her.
Okay.
She can see it, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'll roll with that. I just, I didn't know whether it affects of magic cross from material to ethereal. But, yeah, we'll go for it. So
I mean, she might have, like, advantage on those things or something. I don't know.
She does have advantage against magical effects.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
You said it was a wisdom?
Yeah, Wisdom 17. She'll probably save. The only thing I could think that might affect her, though.
I rolled an 18 on die.
Oh, well, yeah, that'll do it.
And 15 on the other
Maybe
one.
Happy gets to see it, and I bet it's very pretty.
Well, Happy's still asleep, right?
Yeah, but maybe now Happy gets to see a pretty dream instead of you on a meat hook. That sounds a lot better.
Does Harvey have to make a save for this?
I did say avert your eyes, but,
Oh, what?
you may have just looked away from me and right at it.
That's an 11.
I closed my eyes.
Oh, good.
You guessed it.
Yeah, I figured
Venlee,
Harvey
were you
was the only one who might be in there.
Finley, were you
I was
looking
like,
in that
oh
direction?
shit, the patterns. Oh, those patterns are so fucking trippy, man.
What's that?
Was Venlee looking in that direction?
No, I'm like looking at all the stuff inside.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much everybody had their attention elsewhere, I think, at that point, except for Harvey.
Harvey doesn't mind.
Doesn't mind what? These patterns? Shit's cool.
Birds see shiny thing.
Alright. So, is there
I
anything
feel
else you
like
want to do
I've
with your
done
turn?
enough.
No?
Probably have.
Alright. So with that, it's going to be Avvina's turn. So Avvina, you hide back of this stable in the corner just below the impressive and intimidating form of the giant eagle. And you know that there's a small young woman laying covered in mud in the cell adjacent to you. What would you like to do?
Can I reach her through the bars, or can I unlock the bars? Is this like a cage that I can unlock?
None of the pens are locked.
Oh,
They have
okay,
a latch
so I
in
can
front,
just-
so you can open the latch and swing open the metal door, kind of like a horse's pen. And
I'm going to kneel down next to her, and then I'm going to just tap her and use healing hands.
so you reach down and tap this young woman, casting healing hands upon her. And as the energy leaves your fingertips, it cascades over her body.
It's 8 points.
She rolls over to look at you and says, "Who are you? What did you just do to me? What spell? What manner of magic is this?"
My name is Avvina. I healed you. You seem useful.
"I didn't need it healing. I was sleeping. I need to be let out." And she holds her hands up to reveal manacles clasped over her wrist. And when she rolls over, you can see that there are manacles clasped on her feet. She has a length of about 6 feet of iron chain attached to the manacles and then staked into the ground in the corner of the pen.
Give me a moment and I will do so. I will begin unlocking her chains with the rest of my turn.
Okay. So you go and work the locks on the manacles, and you're quite easily able to separate the pinion where it meets in the center and is hammered through, knocking it loose with a few of your, these tools, the small hammer that you carry in your pouch, and the guide rod that you would use for checking for traps, and you push the pins out. The manacles fall off her wrist and her hands, and she begins rubbing at her wrist and her ankles and says, "Oh, I don't know who you are, but you're a godsend. Thank you. That evil hag was gonna eat me."
That's not pleasant.
Well, hurry. We've got to get out of here before she comes for us. The others were like us as well, but they'll never be themselves again. And my sisters are here somewhere. Oh, man. We've got to find a way to save my sisters. But you have to be quiet. Be careful. She knows about things. She hears things. She sees things. Even when you're asleep, she sees you and watches you.
I believe they're taking care of the problem outside.
Outside? What do you mean outside? What's going on?
There's a group with me who are handling things in some fashion. Not well, probably.
That is true.
Well, will you help me escape? Will you help my friends? Will you help me rescue my sisters?
Only if you owe me.
Oh, you?
You are evil as hell.
Oh, you what?
Favor in the future.
Well, name it, and depending on the... Well, I mean, this is for my sisters, so whatever the cost, you name it.
Hey man,
I will name it when it comes up.
when in the Feywild.
For now, just know that I will help you, and since you have paid the price.
Should we stay here, or are you going to lead the way? Do you think it's safe to leave?
I suggest staying here until whatever is going on outside is finished. I will perhaps start setting her on fire when she appears again.
So she sits down in cell, discouraged, and wraps her arms around her knees and begins to cry. It says, "Oh, my sisters. I hope the witch didn't eat them yet. I don't know how long I've been in here, or how long I've been away."
Hold yourself together. Please start unlocking the other things in here so we perhaps have more chaos to add to the fire.
So she stands up, dusts herself off, and walks out of the pen. And she goes over to the vulture's cage, and she knocks against the door and says, "Venlee! Venlee! Wake up!" And the vulture turns and raises his neck, curiously looking at her. "I've come for you. I can't fix you now. I'll fix you later." And she opens the cage and steps back. This large vulture hops forward on its feet and begins hopping out of the open doorway to the back part of the pen. Looks back around at her, and she nods at it. She says, "Fly! Take to the wind! Go back home!" And you see this vulture sort of treading around with its talons as it wafts big gulp of air under its wings, attempting to make flight. As it gets right about where Venlee is, it swoops over Venlee's head, nearly brushing the tops of her braid as it flies out through the open door of the barn.
Wonderful. Keep doing that, and then we'll talk later.
So she goes about freeing the other animals. And with that, it's going to be Harvey's turn.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, but with Hypnotic Pattern, there is no save after the first one, unless someone hits
Drops
me
the
or
spell.
something like that, or is like tries to shake me.
Let's see.
And
Harvey is up there. Harvey's pupils are they are fucking taking over his eye. You don't see any white of his eye right now. It's
so there's Harvey crash.
Damage you come out of it, or somebody uses their action to shake.
oh, my speed becomes 0 when I was placed under Hypnotic Pattern, and I would fall.
Yeah. So
Were you in the air?
I was in the air 20 feet, so I'm gonna fall
shit.
down.
It's okay, you have slow fall.
Harvey falls. He has to take damage from the fall. This is actually good.
But I would assume that would wake you up, right? You know.
It would wake me up, I do believe. What does the spell description say?
Yeah, the spell ends for an affected creature if it takes any damage.
Alright, so that's 20 feet fall. What was that? 2d6, right?
Yeah.
Alright, you want to roll that, or?
Yep.
You want me to roll my own fall damage?
You know, I was contemplating using my reaction to cast Featherfall, but this is funnier.
I was saying I don't think Slowfall helps him at all because he's kind of hypnotized.
Then he
So
wakes up and it doesn't waste an action. Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, so Harvey smacks into the fucking ground, just wings out, but fully face into the dirt. I mean, wakes up, puts his head up, and goes, ah! What the fuck was that? Fucking witch. Where is she? Where's the fucking witch? She's back in the ethereal plane now, right?
Yeah.
Alright, so there's like nothing I can do to see her or anything like that. I guess I'm gonna kind of move right next to where she last was, or right next to where she last was, and where.
That's where you are.
Yeah. Okay. And next to Happy as well.
Okay.
And like, let's see. Can I like try to like shake Happy awake is it like a free action or something like that, or was I going to use my action?
Oh, I'll give it to you as a free.
She's in my arms right now.
Okay.
Like I'm carrying her. So, I guess you could try to shake her away.
Yeah, I mean, you could walk over to her and tussle her if you wanted. But again, like Jaron was saying, she is in his arms.
Okay.
Like out of game to say that if you guys try to do anything to me while I'm sleeping, that would piss me off. I will.
Harvey puts away the Sharpie.
Yeah. None of that.
No,
Harvey puts
no
away the Sharpie.
mustaches. No
Shaving cream,
mustaches.
no Sharpies.
And Harvey takes out his axe off of his belt, and he puts it up over his shoulder, and he readies an action to smack the hag if she appears again.
All right. So with that, it is going to be the hag's turn. So the hag, this time, appears
Where?
over here.
Okay.
Oh, good.
And she surveys the scene and looks about well. It says, "You certainly ruined my plans, but no matter. You cannot kill me, and you certainly won't kill my sisters." And with that, she is going to cast Ray of Enfeeblement, and she will point that spell at Jared. So you are.
Here I guess.
I have to make a range spell attack though to see if it actually gets you first. Crap! I just lost a die. Hold on. That is a 9 plus her spell attack modifier, which
How do we determine if it hits? Is it my AC or is it my what?
Yeah, it's against your AC. It's against your AC.
Well,
9 plus 7.
it does
So
not
no,
hit
it
at all.
probably does not
It
hit
goes
you.
right by me.
So you see this energy crack forth from her finger as a streak of purple lightning fizzles off the tip of her gnarled nail. The energy soaks into your armor, and then the spell effect fizzles from her tip, but she goes,
What? Oh, confounded.
she will move over to Chip and say,
No matter.
and she is going to make some claw attacks against Chip. And rolls D20.
Mel's really impressed with her upbeat and optimistic attitude.
So the first attack was a 4 plus 7, which I know doesn't hit, and the second attack
She
was a
was
critical hit.
laughing, right?
Yeah, laughing the whole time. Great.
So, Tommy, she critical hits on her second claw attack. The first one misses you. And she does.
I wish I was my last critic right now.
30 points of slashing damage as a claw comes right across your back as you look down to attend to these
So I
two
lose my
injured
5 temp.
dryads.
And then
Wait, not that.
Give me 1 sec, guys. I
Okay.
gotta recover this.
okay. Whose turn will it be when he comes back?
Well, you
To the
get.
hag? Let me see.
Yeah, Happy goes after the hag, but I think I'm just sleeping.
Yeah.
So,
Alright, and
So is she
So she's
ending
going
her
to
turn
end.
invisible?
I'll be happy.
Okay.
so now it's going to be Happy's turn. But she's asleep. She can, I think, roll against the sleep now that
what
she's
am I
not
rolling?
under the nightmare effect. Against her spell save DC.
Like intelligence,
A D20.
wisdom
To
save.
come out of the sleep, it is a wisdom save, sorry.
Not my finest, but not too bad. 18. Yay!
Passes. So you are aroused from sleep. You awake looking up at Jaron's dark-complected skin with his brooding and foreboding black-colored plate armor helmet and his sharp-edged plate armored pauldrons and breastplate. As he looks down at you, seemingly unthreateningly, but you're being carried in these arms that wear this very offensive metal.
See, the last I remember, I was having terrible dreams. What's happened, Jaron? What's going on?
The witch attacked you and put you in a nightmare state.
Oh, that's what it was. I saw. Oh, Mel. Is Mel okay?
Yeah, Mel's fine. His
Okay.
usual ridiculous self.
Let's try.
Do you roll at the beginning or the end of your turn?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do I take an
Mhm.
action or is it that?
Wait for her to come out of sleep. I'm just gonna say for my own household that you roll.
You cut out there.
Someone in case you that you roll at the beginning. I'm gonna say that my own house rule, just because I want to
Okay,
get
well,
you in the
I
game,
wanna-
is that you roll
I'm
at the
kind of like
beginning.
to
of
look
your
around and be a little
So
disoriented,
you would
and I
roll
want to
as
hit the
you're
hag with
awake.
Toll the Dead. So she needs to make a wisdom 17.
Where she gets advantage, so you get to roll to fight.
Well,
Is it-
But wasn't there something
Alright,
Harvey
so
did
it's a
to her
14
that
on
meant
die,
that
and
she...
her wisdom is plus 2.
Oh, but that... Well, there was something to do with getting advantage.
That
on
was
her.
silence,
It was
but this-
attacks.
Yeah, but that ended the beginning of my last turn.
Okay.
So she had a 14 on die, and her wisdom's
Yeah,
plus 2, so
and
it's
so it's
16.
2d12,
so she fails to
right?
save.
Because she took some damage from Avvina.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
she's taking damage from a bunch of people.
Yeah, so that's
previously,
23. And then I'm kind of annoyed with her, so
Right.
I want to try and shove her back 5 feet with telekinetic shove too. Yeah, she does. Let me just check and see what it did.
Okay. Does she have a roll against that at all?
It's she needs to make a strength save, DC 16.
Okay.
Okay.
That's a 19 on die.
So, I have a question. Was Happy casting all this stuff while she was still in my hands? Because that'd be pretty awesome.
Yeah. And she didn't say that she hopped out, so you're just cradling this gnomish woman.
I was like totally after that witch before anything else. So, dude, I'm still with you.
Okay.
Alright, so it is now Venlee's turn.
Hey. So I assume I hear all this commotion outside.
Yeah.
Passive perception.
Well, you would
is
see...
passive
Yeah.
perception 17 and
Yeah. In fact, you would
Okay.
see Harvey plummet to the ground, looking out of the mouth of the stable.
Okay, I'll like, let's see. 3, 4, 5. Let's see.
After he hit the ground, a loud bong went off, which was apropos.
Okay. I'll come out and look, and then kind of survey the scene real quick, and I'll see the hag, and that I can get there with plenty of movement left. I've got like 10 feet of movement left, and then I will
Alright.
finally go ahead and attack something.
Do it.
I'm gonna try and hit her twice. She is
Okay.
on this plane now, right?
Yes.
Like she's not
Mhm.
she's not gone, right?
Correct. She's here.
Okay.
No, she is totally visible.
Oh, come on. Damn it.
That's fine.
15 hit.
Spend some key, man. Bump it up.
It's short too.
Oh, shoot. How do I do that again? What is it?
You get +2 to your attack roll for every key you spend. It's like
But I missed by 2, so it's not gonna matter because I don't want
No,
to
no.
key points.
you can use one key point, right?
But it matches her AC.
Yeah, that still hits, right?
Yes.
No, it misses.
Yeah,
No.
monsters beat ties technically according to the player's handbook.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wait,
yeah.
what?
Okay.
Monsters
All
beat
right, I'll go ahead
ties.
That's
and
different.
roll.
Look at it's in PHP. I can double check it. I mean, I don't really care.
Okay.
I'll give it to Venlee because she
It's a
did.
21 for the second hit. I'm not worried about it. 21 for the second hit.
All right, definitely hits.
All right. And what we'll do. So. We will. Okay, that's going to be 10 damage.
Okay.
And I'm going to use a key point for a stunning strike. Which is... What the hell is that? Need to be... what? That's so long. It's been so long. Quick, what's my stunning strike? Where is it? Monks, what's my stunning strike?
I've never played on Harvey's gonna have to help you out with that one.
Just expend a key.
Plus 8 plus proficiency plus your wisdom mod.
I was going to say,
Okay,
Ryan
I mean,
probably
I'm-
made your sheet without your consent and tinkered with it.
I'm looking for it in my thing.
Well, what's your wisdom?
My wisdom is a 4.
4? Okay, so it's 12 plus proficiency bonus, which should be what is it?
DC
3?
15.
Yeah,
It says DC 15.
yeah, DC 15.
For a
Con
hunting strike,
save.
that she, okay.
Con save. DC 15.
She actually fails that 'cause it's not a magical effect. So she does not get advantage
Okay, well,
against that roll.
She is stunned.
Okay.
And then
Shit.
that is... Do
Why-
I get to attack again?
You do flurry of blows, but
Yeah, you've got
Yeah,
you've got a
let me
bonus
do-
action attack or flurry of blows if you spend a key.
Yeah, let me flurry of blows. That's another key. Confirm. Alright, so that's 2 more attacks. With advantage, right? Because she's stunned?
yes,
Yeah, if they hit, are those automatic crits because she's incapacitated?
it does mean that.
Man.
I said it does mean that.
Okay, God, garbage. 18?
It's
Okay.
Her AC 17, I think.
yeah.
Alright, well, let me just roll damage on that one first. Crit damage.
Actually, no, that's paralyzed. That's a crit when it's within melee range. So it's
Oh, I just get advantage on the attack, right?
just advantage, yeah. My bad.
Oh, okay.
So instead of being 10 damage, that would be 8.
Yeah,
that
we'll say
roll.
8.
Right.
8 for that roll. And then I will try and hit one more time with advantage. And let's see what we got. Oh, son of a...
I love
Hit
how you
14,
rolling with
so that doesn't make
advantage
it.
and plus 7 and you still roll crap.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate it.
That one does not hit.
Okay, and then, but she is stunned until, what, the end of my turn?
Yeah,
Your
the
next
your
turn,
next
yeah.
turn.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's so broke.
Till the
yeah.
beginning of my turn, right?
I thought it was
Yeah. So,
The end of your next turn,
Yeah,
Venlee.
the end of your next turn.
Well
are
done,
you
Ben.
serious?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's goofy as shit.
Now we're all going to stand around her and beat on her.
Yep.
Like she's
And
a
the
fat
DM,
She-
and
and the DM's going to have to take it. Haha.
Well, she can't go anywhere, so, I mean,
No actions, no reactions. Ha ha ha.
nothing.
Yep. Alright, so with that it is going to be Chip's turn.
Alright, so I mean I don't need to, but it's mainly for the damage. I'm gonna rage.
Alright, so you go into rage.
Actually, you know what? No, I'm not. So that way I can get 3 attacks in on this round. So, my first attack, but I'm gonna also subtract 5 from the total. Oh, that's a critical fail. So I
You
got
have-
a 10.
You have
You
You have
advantage.
advantage.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. Yay! And I rolled a 2.
Damn.
Yeah,
That's hilarious.
Wow.
Oh crap!
Well, that's one attack. You got a couple more.
I got one more.
You roll a 2 while she's stunned. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You know, there were.
Oh
there
my
were
god, a critical
times to get
fail
back up.
and a 13. So 22 minus 5 is 17.
I'm gonna say it hits because we did it for Venlee's.
Okay.
No,
So
Oh,
well,
wait.
I mean, did it for me? I rolled an 18.
Got an 18.
Oh, gotcha. I'm sorry.
I mean,
I mean,
the- I mean,
if
either
you want to
way.
say it misses, I mean, if you say it misses, it
It's
misses.
if it's a with the attack rolls. If an attack roll hits, if it equals or exceeds a target's armor class, the attack does hit.
No,
It's ability checks.
Monsters beat ties.
Where
no monsters beat
No.
ties on AC.
no,
All right, we can discuss this.
we'll have an after game session.
Yeah, we'll have to
Alright,
look it up.
so
It's gonna be
So
like
there's a
watching
7
engineers split the check at lunch. I love it.
And then we're going to talk about placing cones on a grid.
Oh boy.
Okay, how do you count that diagonal? Yeah.
So does do I hit or do I miss? Yes or no?
I'll just let you have it because it's a 17. Like I said, I think it's kind of dumb myself, but
All right. That is going to be a 26 because I get to add 10.
Nice.
I mean, you're the DM,
Nice.
so you can literally just add +1 to the armor class of every monster we encounter, and then you accomplish the same thing.
all right. So I'm gonna have to give Harvey some inspiration on this, according to the PHP section on attack rolls, with emphasis added to the rules written. If the total of the roll plus modifiers equals or exceeds the target's armor class AC, the attack hits. So the monsters beat ties thing, I guess, to that point is specific to saving throws and skill checks.
Oh, okay.
The
Well,
heck?
All right.
What
Well,
you
you win.
what you might be thinking of is when you have contested like ability checks.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
happens is if there's a tie, then whatever the state is before the ability check is made is the state after the ability check. So usually, like if you're trying to do something to a monster and it's a tie, then that means that the thing fails.
Yeah, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
for ability, like that's like grapples and
Yeah.
shoves and stuff like that.
All right. So
And I miss with my third
26
attack.
damage.
nice.
Yeah,
All
so I
right.
just put 26, and I end my turn.
All right. Moving on to Jaron. You see Chip lay into Sight Hag, who lays at the ground at his feet with his glaive as he pokes down into her. What do you want to do?
Did you get
Is it
my,
feeble concentration?
Ray than feeble?
Failed.
Yeah.
I believe it is. I can double check.
Well,
Did it?
Okay, well, you got to make.
It is concentration spell. Yes.
well, it had missed anyway. I don't think it actually did anything.
Yeah, I don't think it did.
Yeah.
Make it
Oh,
safe. Otherwise,
That's
he would have
right.
dropped me. Thanks.
All right. So
no, it just means you.
apparently the whisper function's not working right now in the chat for above BTT. So pay attention to DMs in Discord if players wish to whisper to other players between rounds.
did you get my messages Ryan, in Discord?
No. Or I'm not even looking at this because I'm trying to focus, but I can't. Give me 1 second.
Does that work for you? Okay.
Okay.
So
That's fine.
I
Yeah, it works for me.
what the hell am I gonna do? Okay. I am going to cast Channel Divinity. And use my telepathy at the same time. And I am going to finish my turn by casting It's a bonus action. Oh, you guys need help, don't you? Okay. I'm gonna cast Aid on Chip, Happy, and Harvey. So y'all get +5 temporary hit points and 5 healing.
Thanks, Jaron. Feel better.
And yeah. So that ends my turn.
What was your channel divinity?
I recovered a spell slot. And some other stuff.
Cool.
I am.
You're ending your turn. Alright, so that is going to be Mills.
Okay. Let's see. So the dryads are right there. So I guess that other thing didn't work. So Mel's gonna come down. Now you said before that she was on the ground. Now stun doesn't mean she falls prone.
Okay.
So is she actually on the ground?
If she's not meant to fall down, then no, she would just be standing in place. Done.
Okay, good. That makes a big difference if you're doing ranged attacks.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So I guess since she's still staying there, well, first, actually, we'll have Mousse act first. So he'll rush in there and he'll get in on the action and he'll take a swing with his turkey leg.
All right. So Mousse winds up like cartoon style with his arm, getting ready for a little pugilism a la magic turkey leg +1.
See what's it? All right, so he has a +6 to hit. So I'll just roll that down here. Oh, with advantage. Hang on, let me roll it again. All right, so that's a 22 to hit.
All right, hits.
And he does D4 +4 damage. So that is 7 points of damage.
All right. Yeah.
Did you go that?
Yep.
Cool. So then, let's see. Those dryads are right there. So Mel's going to cast Fireball.
What?
Okay, so it looks like Fireball for a second. For like a hot second, it looks like he's casting Fireball, but it turns out he's just firing 2 little baby carrots out of his out of the carrot that he carries around. But for a second, everybody went as it looked like that little red bead came out and did the Fireball thing.
He was gonna fire his laser.
No, he's just gonna fire his thingies there. So let's see. This is advantage. So he's actually just gonna attempt to do some damage. So that is. Oh god, did I roll a 12? That's really weird. The dice shows a 15 on the top, but then that's weird. Okay, so that's only a 12 to hit. So the first one misses.
Okay.
And let's see, the second one. Jeez, it's a 17. Should we debate?
Not after we've gone through our rules lesson.
Okay. So that carrot does 5 points of damage.
Nice. Alright. So
And so like he kind of like he runs forward and like is sort of like carrying it like it's a like an automatic rifle, and he sort of jumps and does like a little William Shatner roll and comes up and goes pew, and then just does 5 points of damage. And that'll be it.
Like
alright.
TJ Hooker, right?
Oh yeah.
With that, it's going to be Avvina's turn.
Awesome, wonderful. Did you get my message about my fire spirit that should have been hanging around here?
Yeah, you should see it now.
see. Oh, there it is. Okay. So I think I left it out here somewhere. I'll say. I'll just say I left it over here because it hasn't really been doing anything since I got in. So I'm going to fly out on my broom.
Okay.
I'm going to drop off it right here. And I'm gonna twirl it in my fingers, and it's gonna turn into a wand. And then it's going to light on fire as these black, twig-like dead wings just spread from my back, and then fire glows in the pupils of my eyes.
Oh boy.
And I'm going to use Necrotic Shroud and Fireblade.
Okay.
So, Flame Blade.
Whoa.
And then Necrotic Shroud does... Everybody within 10 feet needs to make a charisma saving throw.
10 feet of you?
Of me, yeah. It's only DC 12, but...
Okay, so that's me.
That's me.
Okay, I rolled a 14. I got a 13.
Which
But it should be her as well.
I rolled an 18, which is like a miracle. 'cause I'm
Wait.
dead.
Well,
Yeah.
you should have had advantage on that, by the way. Happy.
Do I need to roll too?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Charisma is something I got.
Oh, because it was against magic. Okay.
Yep.
But it was an 18, right? So
22.
What was the DC?
12.
It's 12. It's not very high.
Oh, okay.
Technically the hag would need to make it as well,
The
but
hag rolled. I got
I'll be
a
right back.
19 on die.
I gotta get my dogs outside so they can poop.
Yeah, the hag rolled a 19.
okay, good. Yeah.
Oh, thank
It's
God.
more just something
Oh,
that
no.
happens.
Oh,
But-
no.
She's very scary looking.
Turns
Thank
out,
God I made it.
And by the way, for chat, and I don't know if you know this, Avvina or Jaron, you can drop image, address, URLs into the chat on above ETT, and it will show up in the game log to share pictures of what things would look like. So, like,
Okay.
For example, if y'all want to see the quick piece of artwork that I found for Avvina's little fire spirit because of her wildfire ability, this is what it would look like. Did it make larger? Or at least my interpretation of what he described it as.
okay, cool.
That is pretty cool.
so, turns out a tiny servant has a charisma of 1. So that's a dirty 1 for Pamplemousse.
Oh.
He's very terrified of the witch that just dropped off her broom and
Cool.
Yep. And probably for the first time you realize that she was probably once an Aasimar.
Gotcha.
Except for Jaron, which knew that.
Yep. And then I'm going to use fire spirit stuff. Which is just a ranged attack, so 20. I think it uses my... Yeah, it uses my spell attack modifier, so I'll make a spell attack. Okay. And then it's gonna deal 2d6 to the witch.
Alright.
plus my proficiency bonus, so that'll be 13 fire damage to the witch.
All right. Another. Go ahead.
Throws fire at her.
All right. So your fire spirit wells up a bit of itself in its hand, shapes the flame into a ball, and chucks it directly at her, where it burns additionally into her face and her chest that were attacked by your firebolt spell earlier.
It's just gonna move behind me and float above me. That's my turn.
All right, and with that, it's going to be Harvey's turn.
Okay. Harvey is going to fly over here next to that lady, the hag. Let's see. And he's going to go ahead and take that axe he's had ready. He's going to go ahead and make some attacks. So, let's see. That's not. Let's see. With advantage or whatever. All right. So 22 to hit.
Hits.
That should hit just fine. This go away. There we go. All right. So it's going to be 7 points of magical slashing on that.
Okay.
Let's see. 15 or 22 to hit again, so that's going to hit. That's going to be I'm sorry, did I say 15? I meant to say 7 points of magical slashing earlier.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
And then this one's not coming up, but it looks like
See 14.
14.
It's 14.
14.
It came up.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So 14 points of magical slashing. Then Harvey's going to hit reload on Chrome because it's doing a funny thing.
Oh man, Harvey's breaking the fourth wall.
Let's see, where's that app at? Then we're going to go ahead and we are going to flurry of blows. Alright, so 24. Oh, nat 20. So nat 20 on
Nice.
Ouch.
on the first flurry of blows attack. So it's going to be 10 points of damage on that, and then that is going to be for the next attack.
Hits as well.
Yeah, there it is. Yes, but that didn't crit on that one. It's going to be 6. Now, I need her to go ahead and make some Constitution saving throws, if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah, give me 1 second.
What does Harvey's unarmed strike look like?
+8 to hit. D6, or what does it look like?
Yeah.
Oh, just, you know, you ever been attacked by a chicken?
Yeah.
Every part of that.
wish.
Wow.
Every part of that bird is a weapon.
Wow. Wow.
So you had done 16 points of damage total between the two rolls, right?
6 and a 10. Yeah,
No.
16 unarmed bludgeoning, which is magical because
Yeah.
high enough level with the monk. And then 14 with the axe and 7 with the axe. So 21 with the axe. And then so 31, 37. 37 total.
Yeah, I got the other attacks. I just couldn't quite remember.
All right, so I didn't call it. So if you do want to be a stickler about it, I guess I can just do Stunning Strike on that last one. But it's a DC 15.
Okay. Fails to save at a 4 on roll plus her. I think it's whatever you said, but I know she'll fail based on the modifiers.
Okay. All right, so yeah, she's stunned until the end of my next turn now. So the next
Oh my gosh!
Hey,
Have level 8 players will get fucked up.
2 monks.
hey,
Yeah.
2 monks.
2 monks. 8 attempts per round. to
Yeah.
do his stunning strike.
Stun.
Yeah, it's gnarly, dude. All
You ever heard
right.
of stun lock?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
All right, so that's Harvey. Harvey is there's just feathers raining down. Harvey's just so pissed.
She goes Super Saiyan Harvey and just like multi-fist all over the place.
There's
It's just
kicks,
Venlee and Harvey
There's
bashing her
knees.
back and forth.
I mean, for the unarmed strikes, he's got the axe. He holds the axe above his head like he's doing a little fucking jig. And there you go. Harvey's turn.
Yay,
Nice.
Harvey.
Yeah, good job. And with that, it is going to, well, it would be the witch's turn, but she really can't do anything.
Man, just like staggering around. I feel bad for the hag.
Okay, so who's after the hag?
It's okay.
It is Happy's turn.
Oh, okay. So I think I'll whack her with
I'll
Tell the Dead
Love
again.
having two monks.
So she needs a Wisdom 17.
Okay. That is a 9 on die, and her wisdom, I think, is like a +4, so she fails.
Okay. So that's 17.
Alright, 17 points of necrotic damage.
Necrotic.
Yeah.
And then
Oh, is that a magical attack? Toll of the Dead, yeah, so she has advantage on this. Hang on a second. And she fails on that one as well, so she would have truly failed.
okay.
I gotta give myself a chance.
No, that's fine. That's fine. And I think for my bonus action, I wanna call. I'm trying to get my dang sheet back. I want to where am I? I want to call Bob over here and talk to him a little bit.
Alright, Bob, over to you.
He's pestering me about something in my backpack, so we're gonna take a look at that while the rest of this unfolds. So that'll be my turn.
So you and Bob begin digging through your travel sack, and it is now Venlee's turn.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and take a first attack. That's a natural 20.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, crits all over the place.
So
All
let's
right.
go ahead and we'll just go ahead and roll that real quick. Oh, good God. 18.
I'm not even gonna get to use my flame lid.
Yeah, I want to hit.
That
I want
hits.
to hit the thing.
18 damage for my crit. Oh, I'm sorry. I just rolled that as a regular. Let me roll another one. My bad. I forgot to roll with advantage.
I mean, can you do better than a crit?
Well, no, that was for my second attack was a 25. So we're gonna flat roll that.
So you haven't done any of your damage rolls, you've just done, oh no, 25 points.
No,
was
I
the-
did. The first one was 18 damage.
Okay, that's what I thought, I'm just double checking.
11 for the second damage.
Okay,
Flurry of blows.
okay,
And with advantage. 21 to hit.
hits.
And a 19 to hit. So
Also
yes,
hits.
yes. So it's gonna be another 6 and another 8.
How do you want to do this?
So 14.
It's because
Oh, I didn't get to hit her.
she's dead. So how do you want to do this?
Oh, what did I kill her with?
You're stunning or your unarmed strike.
Unarmed.
Yeah.
Well, technically, we
After
did
I-
kill her with the stunning strike. So
Well, after I put the, I hit her twice with my staff. I kind of just shoved that on my back real quick, and I just punch her just twice right square in the face. Like, you know, right jaw and then left jaw, and hopefully just mess her up.
Back and forth, back and forth.
And that'll be, I guess that's it for her.
So the witch's body falls limp, and you see her lifeless form laying there in the ground as she's collapsed at your feet. The hut burning in the background as the cinders begin to envelop the structure even more, and parts of the walls cave in on themselves. A piece of the roof falls down behind Mel and caves in just 5 feet back from the doorway, sending a stream of soot, smoke, and burning embers sweeping out the door across Mel's back, brushing past his hair and his hood, and spitting forth into the opening to meet the fire spirit. And what do you guys want to do?
So Mel stands there dramatically with the hut burning at his back, looks at everybody, shakes his head, and just says, "Tourists."
That's awesome.
I'm thinking it's one of those like the memes where the flames are all behind you.
The dog picture. Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
For Avvina, it's just the little girl like turning to the camera and smiling with houses on fire behind her.
Oh yeah, the psychopathic little girl.
Oh yeah. Speaking of which, Pomplamoose just hightails it and like hides behind the skirts of one of those dryads to hide away from Avvina there.
Yeah, he's frightened for a minute. And I'm not dropping necrotic shroud. I'm just kind of standing there, staring at everybody with my burning blade in hand.
Are all of these creatures flowing out of that other building?
Yeah,
No,
so
there's no lock.
well,
I was gonna
yeah.
say.
So essentially, the other young dryad girl would have done as Avvina had commanded and gone by and unlocked the pens. As each of her animal friends would have ran out of the. I hate when it does this. Fuck. It's like it wants to move the map because you right click and it doesn't stop right clicking. They all would have run out of the pens. Basically, each of these animal creatures would have scurried off into the woods and made a safe break for it, leaving the scene. And the young dryad girl would come out of the barn stall to see the harrowing appearance of Avvina and her fire spirit, and surveying the scene, she sees the other, quote, friends that she referred to, and looking past Avvina and the scene huddled around the now deceased night hag, she would see her 2 sisters and their golden skin, noticing their wounds, the burn marks upon them, and the fact that they lay on their elbows, still somewhat on the ground, catching their breath and healing up from...
I'm only catching like part of what you're saying, sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah, you're breaking up really bad.
Oh my gosh, like I can't even move. I'm trying to rock this baby and it's doing it again.
Because
Yeah.
he's rocking.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna sit still. So basically the young dryad would have come out of the barn stall to see the whole scene of the people that Avvina referred to as her friends. And Avvina and her, dark and foreboding, intimidating but new appearance. She looks past Avvina to see the people huddled around the corpse of the night hag, and to spot her 2 sisters crouched down on the ground, kind of leaning on their elbows, catching their resolve after having been mortally wounded by the fire. This little dryad girl is going to rush forward to her sisters.
Can I stop her?
What do you want to do?
I just want to like hold out one of my hands, and just before she goes past me, just like, and then put my finger under her chin, and she's like, "Remember, little one, you owe me." And I'll let her go.
She sort of like nods at you in like a scared, childlike manner, knowing that she could have very well made a terrible mistake taking the deal for your help.
And then now Happy has closed wounds. So do they have any hit die? Is that any use to them, or do we need healing potions?
I'll say just for the sake of keeping it simple, we do that, rather than having potions be spent or spells being used. So the
Cantrip.
the young dryad rushes forward to her sisters and addresses them by name, and she says, "Argentia, Tricalia, you're alive! I was certain the hag was going to eat you. I don't know why she separated us. I wish I knew. I mean, why wasn't I with you? Why didn't she want to eat me while she ate you?" And the two other dryads, Argentia and Tricalia, look at their sister, and the oldest of the two, Tricalia, says, "Oh, it is okay, Hannah. We are safe. The witch is gone. These great, mighty warriors have freed the land of the plague of her nightmare. Worry not, my child." And Tricalia reaches up to touch her cheek and groans a little bit as some of the sap still leaks from the wounds in her body that are slowly being healed and closed up. Argentia looks over and says, "Hannah, do you know the fate of our friends? Where are they? Where are the others?" She says, "I couldn't save them. They all ran off to safety, every single one of them. But I fear they're no longer dryad." And her sisters, look stupefied with the response. And Tricalia asks, "Well, what do you mean?" And Hannah responds, "Well, the night hag, she would come into the stables in the evening, practice her spells on them. She transformed each of them into another form of creature, a simple beast, creature of the forest. Presumably, some she could eat, some she could use to do her bidding. Maybe even others as a familiar of sorts. But at any rate, they are not the same as they were before she came to this grove. And I fear we may never find them." The dryads look around at you all and say, "What happened? Who set the house on fire? Who killed the witch? Please explain yourselves."
Happy's gonna say, "Hey, I'm sorry about the house. I was trying to take out the witch. So I am sorry about the fire, but let me help heal things up. Thanks, Chip, for carrying him out."
So
Just like Avvina's just kind of, believe it or not, it wasn't me. Just kind of staring at them.
It was Happy, and I feel so much better. Oh.
So the two dryads seem to come back into their spirits, and their wounds are closing up as they regain their composure and stand to their feet, towering over all of you. They stand at nearly 8 feet tall and look down even at Chip in his large stature. And they survey you and say, "You look like no manner of people from the Feywild. How did you get here?"
Jumped in a book.
Tried to save a sandwich.
Yeah, we're on a mission to try and save the pool, right? Isn't that what we're supposed to be doing?
So when
they have a pool?
When Happy says the pool, Tricalia, the oldest of the three dryads, perks up and looks in her direction. Says, "You mean the pool of eternal spring?"
Yes, that pool. Do you know which way it is?
"About 3 miles due east of here.
With the circus?
Circus? I'm not sure I'm familiar with such a word. What is circus?
There was a. Oh, I don't know that. Yeah. Sorry.
There's a circus tent over there. And Harvey just kind of points in a general direction with his cigar.
What do you mean, circus tent? I know what a tent is. But circus? I don't understand this circus.
You know, traveling merchants and entertainers.
When you say traveling merchants and entertainers, she furrows her brow with confusion for a moment, and then she looks at you, looks at the ground, and then looks back at you, Harvey, and says, "Traveling band. Merchants they are not. Marauders, murderers, berserkers, the lot of them."
Was the stuff that we saw, did it look festive or did it look warlike?
When you guys flew overhead and were falling from above, all you could really make out was that it was a canvas-like tent set up in the circular shape of what a small pop-up circus tent would be, or that of like a tent that a warband would have, kind of like a general's tent, and that there were some small fires set up around the camp, but you wouldn't have really been able to take much notice of what kind of action.
All right. So it doesn't look like something that would draw a crowd.
Yeah.
Less corn dogs, more pillaging. Okay.
And you know, if you had a circus, you probably wouldn't go to the Feywild because they've already seen crazier than that, right?
Yeah, it seems redundant. Yeah.
Well, the games at the Midway games are really good at a Feywild circus.
I bet.
So when she
Harvey takes a long drag.
she says, as you guys chatter on about the circus, she interrupts and she says, "I don't mean to be rude, but you said that there was a tent. And you mentioned a band of merchants. What? This must be the same group of men that chased us away from our home and into this cursed grove."
Yes, there's a group that's been chasing the satyrs too, and they were
Oh.
right.
So when you say satyrs, Tricalio looks at you happy and says, "So it seems they found the Polvarth Plateau."
Yeah.
On the what?
The what?
Polvarth Plateau, Polvarth.
And they were chasing the wolves too.
Wolves are normally problematic and cause trouble for the other creatures. But whatever they were, whoever they were, if they drove the satyrs from the Polvarth Plateau and the wolves from the grove and the dryads from our magical sanctuary, who knows what they mean to do with the Pool of Eternal Spring.
Okay, so I don't know what this Pool of Eternal Spring thing is that you guys are talking about, but evidently it's due east, and these guys, I guess, are in that path. So I think maybe we need to go due east and teach these guys what the spirit of the circus really is.
I think so, and apparently we need to protect the pool if we want to get out of here.
I want that tent.
So Mel, we talked to this giant tree. It was like a huge freaking tree, and it told us to get out of here. We needed to protect the spring. So that's
Cool.
what we're doing. Maybe we'll go back and see the tree after. I don't know.
Happy
Cool.
you holding out on me?
What?
To go back and see the tree. He's
Oh, it was a. Oh.
not that kind of tree.
Oh, okay.
There was plenty of stuff there. Those satyrs really know how to party. And pixie dust? Oh my goodness, yes.
Why? By the way, why are you guys vertically challenged right now? I mean, more than usual. Sorry, Happy.
No, everybody's normal
We
size.
got bigger.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
never mind.
Avvina casts Dispel Magic.
Yeah,
Long
thanks
time
for
ago.
that, Avvina. And then
Oh, I'm sorry. I break concentration on hypnotic pattern. There you go.
Oh man, everything's clear now. Oh,
And then, guys, so something happened here. I'm not quite sure when Bob came over and he was really insistent that I do something in my backpack. And remember that vial that I had with the unicorn potion thing in it? The top popped out of it, and my blood popped out of it onto the book. And now Bob's like changed. Bob, do you want to say anything?
All look around and see what was once previously Bob, her floating spell book, with its previously incorporeal self, the ghostly purple form that floated around and passed through walls and physical barriers. It now has a bright purple bound leather cover with a glittering sparkle aura around it. Little bubbles burst forth from the open pages as it flaps its wings and moves around, and the bubbles pop, sending colored rainbow up from its page. Emblazoned on the front of the book is an animated face of a male humanoid with curly brown hair, a jovial beard and mustache, and a grin from ear to ear. And the book flaps itself open, spine to face, floating in place with a few wafts of its pages. And it looks over at Happy and says, "Hey, it's okay, Happy. Not everything that happens in Feywild is an accident. A lot of times, you make new friends, like all of you." And he points around the corner of his book, and then wafts himself around your shoulder, and then you see him float over to Jaron, and he looks at Jaron dead in the face and he says, "We're just gonna have to paint ourselves in the spot of sunshine, right?" And you see some of the bubbles be pushed out of the spine of the pages, and they go fluttering in front of Jaron's face and pop and produce rainbows. As they do, you see this dark, milky black aura around Jaron react to the presence of these rainbows popping around him, and they sort of lash out at the rainbow appearance of light and these bubbles flurrying in front of him, like little.
we got some feedback right now.
Little finger.
It's through.
Sorry. Little finger.
No, it's.
Go ahead.
Tree, can you remute yourself
Tree.
since you rejoined the video call?
I what?
You rejoined the video call and it's muting.
Oh. Oh.
So these little black tendrils reach out and start popping the bubbles and trying to push them away as this energy recoils back from this rainbow light that emanates from the bubbles.
There you go. That's better.
Okay.
There we go.
Sorry about that.
No worries.
So I caught where Bob was going over and rainbow stuff was going all over Jaron, and then I concentrated on muting myself. So what did I miss?
Oh, it's okay. So the bubbles were floating out from Bob's pages and fluttering in front of Jaron's face, and as they would pop, little rainbows of light would burst forth in his face. And there's a black, murky energy that forms around his skin, about an inch apart from where his skin would touch the energy. And little tendrils of black, oozy, ink-like appearance would reach out and start pushing the bubbles away or popping them to keep them from touching Jaron.
Ah. Fun.
Bob, it's so awesome that you can talk to everybody now, and I feel so much better. It's like I've been having problems with my boots and I'm not noticing things, but suddenly everything just looks gorgeous.
When you smile at Bob, he goes over and gives you a little book hug, putting his pages up around the sides of your face, almost like a person in a library would pick up a book to give it a big sniff. And as he hugs your face as a book, he floats back a few inches from you and closes his cover and turns around facing you with his face. And he looks at you happy and he says, it's okay. Nothing, a couple little pinches of clay. Some pieces of a loved one. And a statue of a unicorn on the face.
Chip looks at Harvey and says,
Happy accident.
"That's fucking weird."
Harvey takes a drag.
We said that. Oh,
I've
Like,
seen
she looks
weirder.
She's like straight fangirling over him.
Suppose if it's been like about a minute, the wings eventually retract and Avvina's eyes go back to normal, to their normal like gold color. And she just sits on her broom again, still smoking. Pulls out her pipe and begins smoking, just watching this conversation silently. She doesn't have really any stake in this.
Hey, Happy, isn't that your god?
it's a pantheon of Bobs.
Yeah, it's kind of like your god's walking around with us, right?
It's like he manifested and he's right here with us. How
And you're
cool
not-
is that?
You're not the slightest bit scared.
It's Bob. He
I
makes
don't-
happy little clouds. What's scared of?
Roll me an insight check,
Turn
Chip.
to Tornadoes, well, or hurricane.
Roll me an insight check, Chip.
Bob.
Chip, me.
Yeah.
You know how some gods are wrathful, vengeful gods, and they do evil and they hurt people?
I rolled a 17, but I got a 16.
That's fine. So, with your insight check, you would be able to place that the energy and the appearance of the book come across as friendly enough. But with your insight, you are able to surmise that there is a connection between the blood that was in the potion vial that was Happy's blood and the book awakening.
I'll say, you don't find it odd that it was dripping this black ooze, like, I mean, you remember the vial, right?
Well,
Like, I'm not the only-
the book was not dripping.
No.
Jaron's reaction to the book was that this dark energy, this like inky plasmatic aura would surround his skin. Basically think of like Venom symbiote. These little
Yeah.
black fingers would come up and be completely detested by the rainbow burst of light and the happiness of Bob Ross and the happiness of Happy, and anything that would get near that would be of clean, positive, innocent pureness or happiness. This inky-like symbiote parasitic energy would react and recoil or lash out.
And we see that, right? Like,
Well,
Roll me a perception check.
While you're doing that, Happy's gonna do the Snoopy dance.
critical 20,
Yeah, so with your 20, you would see
22.
you would see the little tendrils in front of Jared's face. These black little inky-like fingers reacting in front of him.
Come on, people, like, am I the only one seeing this stuff happen?
Yes,
Like-
you are.
You're
Jaron,
telling me-
are you okay?
You're telling me
How
that
do
you're
you-
not
How do
seeing
you feel?
I'm
those
fine.
those black tendrils kind of like coming off of Jaron? Like,
Jaron is totally fine. And
Jaron, you're
Jaron rolls is exceptional.
Jaron, you're
Avvina
not fine.
would notice.
This
Ooh.
is not natural. Before you were
Jaron
like all
rolled a
radiance
27.
and light, and you were willing to help people. Now you're willing to let them die, and you've got a strange aura about you, man.
I saved Happy.
The place with that hag, it was like I was leaking into another plane, and it was horrible. And
There's
you pulled me back. Thank you, Karen. That was awesome.
you two seem a little off.
I'm
I mean, I know
totally
we've been-
fine. And my
What'd you roll for
decep-
your deception check?
27.
27.
What the fuck, dude? I'm not even.
See,
gonna
he's
try.
fine. He's
I'm not even
fine.
gonna
He's
try
fine.
because I literally get an automatic -1. So the best I could do is a 19. There's no point in me rolling. You
Har-
say you're fine, but I just.
Heart my
there-
body.
I mean, you still saw what you saw, but when you believe me when I say I'm fine.
Ryan, did you see my text?
Everyone else does at least,
Give me a second.
unless they
Is
want to
it
roll.
just? I thought that was just
In a
normal.
horrible place. Feel happy. Don't harsh my boss, dude.
I mean, honestly,
Again, Happy, it's
Hey guys,
Honestly-
we're probably gonna cut game in just a few minutes. Be respectful of everybody's time.
right, and honestly, that didn't seem like it was any weirder than anything else that has happened today. I'm sure this is all fine.
Calls it turn into baby carrots, right?
the
Right.
realm of the scope of our reality is not as grandiose as this is now. I mean, this is quite literal, and I'm like motioning to this thing, and I'm like, this is like a god in front of us, and it just manifested through her thoughts, and then the light radiating off of it is like it's like a beacon to whatever the hell's going on with Jaron. I know you're okay. I know you feel all right. But whatever's going on with you wants whatever's going on with her. And you two probably should stand at least 6 feet apart. Social
And-
distance yourselves from each
That's
other.
That's not a
just-
problem.
Hey man, I mean, every day's a new normal. You just got to roll with it and lighten up.
So
Like
I'm
a
going.
fireball or something. I
Venlee,
get you.
Hey, bitch, make me a unicorn, okay? That's
What?
how the wheel was formed. So we put the stuff from the unicorn recipe, and that seems to have helped Bob have enough power to pop out so he can talk to you. He's been talking to me all this time, and Bob, oh man, he talks to me about bunnies and trees and happy accidents. How you can do anything. It's your world.
I
I
mean,
cast lay on hands on Chip for 20 hit points.
for 20, I give out a slight girlish scream because I'm afraid you're gonna eat me or something. Like these black tendrils are gonna get me. Like the tendrils.
The two dryads would look around at this strange scene unfolding, and they would say to each of you, "Thank you for your assistance in saving us." And you would see the oldest druid, Tricalia, swirl into a basically like a ballerina-like, one-footed pirouette type spin. And as she would do that, autumn leaves would surround her and whisk her away as she disappears. Then you would see her sister Argentia say the same thing with a nod, and then the youngest, Hannah, would look at the two people closest to her, which would be Harvey and Chip, and say, "Please keep your friends safe. There's bad business in Primsmere right now. We have to go back to the Polvark Plateau and help out the Great Tree. Will you rescue the spring?"
So what?
The spring.
Tree sent us to the spring. We're gonna go to the spring. Is there anything else here that needs our help before we go?
I thought it was the pool.
Yeah, Pool of Eternal
Yeah.
Spring.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay. Yeah.
The spring of eternal pools.
So
Yeah. We'll go to the pool of eternal spring.
when you say that, she says, "Blessings be with you from Naliki," and all three of the dryads would disappear from sight. And
Avvina just keeps tries to lock eyes with her as she disappears because she was just watching her as she left.
all right, the piercing gaze cuts through to her, and she's the last thing, or you are the last thing she sees as she lifts away in a waft of leaves. And you all stand in this strange place in the forest with the burned remains of the Hags hut and the animal menagerie that has since been liberated. And The only thing you know is that heading east about 3 miles is the strange encampment that Harvey and Mel saw while plummeting to the ground. And that there's a sense of urgency about protecting the pool of eternal spring. And is there anything else you all would like to do before we either end game here or I end scene and get you guys to the next scene and end game there?
Do we need a short rest here, or are we going to go ahead and push forward?
How long does it take to travel 3 miles?
I mean, I would say that you guys would be able to make it there pretty quickly.
Like
Did
an
we
hour?
release the other animals? Like I think that would be like why.
You did.
Yeah, Hannah already did that.
Okay.
Try it. I just didn't move the token.
Okay. Cool.
Regular train, it would take, figured like 20 minutes a mile, so about an hour to march there.
I still got a few spell slots. I'm fine. Do it.
Yeah, I got all my spells as well.
You guys charge forward into the woods, heading deeper.
If we did a short rest, we could recover some back, right? With that, whatever that thing is.
Let's just do it this way. So you guys make your way through the woods, heading blindly in the direction east towards the best heading you could be given from Mel based on his air calculations. And you all arrive here at the edge of a quickly moving river, a rapidly moving river, a dangerously fast moving river. And as each of your characters approaches this clearing at the edge of the river, I need you all to make perception checks.
Perception.
Ugh, I keep rolling awful.
My God.
Bob, do you want to?
13 is so
Yeah.
low for me.
Well, yeah, I just rolled a 13 too, which is low for.
I think I have everybody. If I'm missing a token, let me know.
15.
Oh yeah, I'm rubbing it in all of your faces. I got an 8.
Oh yeah. Well, I got a 7.
Show off.
Venlee, it didn't send me your roll, Venlee. What did you get on for stuff?
I'm rolling right now.
Oh, okay, sorry, dude. It just says.
I don't see mine in the log. Did it show up? Am I just lagging?
Yeah, it shows 19
Yeah.
in the log for you.
It's been lagging all day.
I got a dirty 19 because of my -1.
Alright,
15.
cool.
All you tenors and above.
Alright, so for those of you with 15 or above, when you arrive at the edge of the water, you look across this rapidly moving river and you see that the water drops off into a pit of blackness. And then across the other side of the pit of blackness is a strangely symmetrical and similar to what you're currently standing in brook with a river running rapidly beside it as well. And on the opposite side of the river, very far off in the distance, hard to make out any major details, you see the large round canvas tent and torchlights and 2 campfires lit nearby. Basically from where you all are looking across this expanse of water and this strange black chasm that's carved between the rivers, splitting them down the middle, it's about a 2-mile gap. So with that, we will end our game here. You all are able to camp out and take a full rest.
Can we camp out around this little fire?
Yeah, you guys can set up camp here.
Yeah.
These are actually like maps that the guy Blind Ninja made that I was shouting out in the previous game. So he did
I like
he did an awesome job of putting together maps that they did not have. Out of game, just to give you guys some flavor before we end the game, it's something to think about, especially for our players that had not arrived until this session. So thus far, Happy is probably the most aware of what's been going on. And,
Sorry, you broke up there. What was
sorry.
that?
I was gonna say, this is just some out-of-game information for our players that didn't arrive until this section, and also just as a little bit of a refresher. Happy's probably taken the most notice of this so far, based on my previous descriptions. When you guys crashed through the portal into this book, you entered into a living story. And literally, the book is called The Lore of Lurue.
Didn't hear that.
Sorry.
You're still breaking up.
Sorry. Hold on. Any better now?
So we crashed
Yep.
through a living book, and we were pulling up pages on one of the other scenes.
Yeah, so you guys worked together to turn the page from the west to the east, turning it over to basically prevent the pursuing marauders and band of wargs from chasing the satyrs any further. From there, you made it into the next scene of the book, which was the Polvarth Plateau, where you met the awakened tree, the giant tree ant. And then through the other parts of your magical journey, you've essentially crossed over these points where you're literally moving from one side of the book and across the spine to another side of the book. So where you guys are at now, this strange river's edge that's dividing your path, in the black, pit of nothingness that splits the river between in the middle, is actually the dark recesses of the book's spine as it's open to basically the middle page.
That's cool.
Nice.
And so in our next session, you'll all have to figure out what you'd like to do to try to cross it and deal with the alleged aggressors on the other side.
Set them on fire,
Sounds good.
obviously.
Set them on fire. And we may have some surprises for next game, with character roleplay or things in between session. But thank you to my players for putting up with me this evening, trying to throw this together and dealing with the stress of Crazy Baby.
Yeah.
I have not been on my A game for this session, so I do apologize.
That's okay. I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
Thank you for carrying her away. That was very nice.
Well, any questions for me before we finish up?
So we're
Nope.
taking a short rest here. Is that the plan?
You can actually get a long rest in, that's fine.
Long rest. Okay.
so how long do you think this one shot is gonna keep going?
I mean, this technically will finish the next session. The next session is basically a big battle, and then the resolving conclusion of what happened and why. So Wes will enjoy next session because it's just a big battle.
Thanks for coming.
Might actually take some damage.
I hope so.
Might get to hit something.
I hope so.
Okay. That's
Yeah, thanks for coming in from the road, dude. That was awesome.
Yeah. Thanks
Oh,
for
hell yeah.
Steve and
Very fun.
Ryan and Jason, thanks for coming back. And
Well, y'all have a good night.
the Dryads after I lit them up. And Jaron, thanks for saving Happy from the evil witch lady.
You wouldn't have set him on fire if I didn't
Right.
push you to it. So
All right, y'all. Well, we have been Old Dominion Heroes. Thanks for sticking with us this evening for episode 2 of Candlekeep Mysteries, Lore of Lurue. And we will catch up with you all, not this Thursday coming up, but the Thursday after that. Be sure to tune in Monday for Waterdeep Dragon Heist hosted by DM Thomas. And on Wednesday, check out our newly started game, Vampire the Masquerade, Vegas by Night. And Thursday will be either our Battle Royale one-shot adventure with a newly featured DM, or potentially our Rime of the Frost Maiden game, depending on how it all pans out. But thanks again, and have a good evening, folks.
Yeah.
bye.
Have a good night.
Bye bye.
Good
Bye,
night.
stream.
Bye, all. I don't know if I could find my mouse.